most at home. Oh, Jerry, I'm not sure if do you know that we leveled up?
I did, but it didn't update my. I don't remember how to update the sheet.
Character
Fuck, I haven't
sheet,
done
then
that either.
click
Okay, well,
the
we'll.
DDB icon.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Fuck. So, yeah, we can start going down the line. I will. I'll quickly set that to update.
Yeah, I'm already doing that.
Okay. Yeah, I don't want it to overwrite stuff, but hopefully it doesn't. Okay. Going down the line, starting with Australia. Where do you feel most at home?
Question. Once. Traveling. Recent. Don't have to feel like they have to solve all the problems of the world.
Going down the line with June.
Sorry, come back to me. I'm still thinking about it.
Okay. Elias, what about you?
It would have been just pretty much any rooftop been in Kanasa. But at this point, Elias wouldn't be so sure anymore.
Oh, that's cool. I can picture Elias prowling the rooftops. Well, prowling might not be the right word.
He'd just be chilling, writing something.
What about Jerry?
Probably on Unity Forge.
I think Jerry wishes he could just go to that home right now. Doesn't have much opportunity lately. And what about Sakura?
She probably feels most at home, like in her home, with her Jisan. Yeah, I suppose the bathhouse also has like a homey feel to it for her. So like I guess between those two places.
Yeah, that tracks. What about Seto? Speaking of the bathhouse, haven't been there in a while.
Yeah, I need to go collect some cash. Probably, yeah, probably the same as Jeremy. Just the forge.
June, probably any place where she can lie back and just look up at the stars. Let her be alone with her thoughts. What she probably her favorite place to be.
Perfect. Well, last time, speaking of June, she was facing off against the Kenku master from the Kakita school in her trial of the fire ring. The Kenku was using a mimicry technique to match June's movements exactly, but when the battle began, June immediately surrounded herself in shadow, blinding the Kenku as he did the same. She then wasted no time in targeting her opponent's mind to confuse, distract, and weaken him, effectively breaking his ability to mimic her. The Kenku then fell back to drawing his sword, and as the opening which June had created presented itself, she unleashed her final attack, sending the master duelist hurtling backwards through a screen door before crashing into a small staircase, unconscious. The duel was won, and she had earned her final ring. While Kaizen then provided medical attention to the Kenku, June and the rest of the audience made their way to the dining room, where the daimyo had invited them to a small feast, partly as an apology for their arrest the night before, but also as thanks for dealing with the Yokai at Lady Doji's shrine. Conversations were had late into the night, and the party made plans for the next day. Seto was to get his ear ring, and everyone was to meet back at the castle the next morning for a portrait. The following day, while Elias explored the library, Estrella visited the smithy once more, and she was interested in getting a sword commission for her daisho, and spent the rest of the morning speaking with various specialists about handguard designs, sheath lacquers, handle wrappings, metal fittings, accessories, blade length, all of that kind of thing. Meanwhile, June was already flying over to the communications hub where Seto's airing trial was to be held. He followed from the ground and was trailed by Sakura, who decided to take the test as well, despite already having all of her rings, because she's just a nerd. And when the trio arrived at the hub, Hinaga was also making his way inside and immediately went to greet the samurai who were conducting the trial. June took a look around, hearing some strange things as she explored the building, leading to a little book getting stolen a bit later on, but we will revisit that on another occasion. And once Seto and Sakura had arrived, the students took their seats and were each given a written test. A few others watched from the balcony above, seemingly there to catch any cheaters, and the first few questions were simple enough for our heroes, but they were just about the tenets of Bushido and ways to use the techniques of air to overcome various situations. But the final question had most of the students stumped. It was a question on some quantum physics with relation to time, and a question which nobody around the table could possibly answer unless they were either cheating or Sakura. This became apparent to the young wizard, and she tried to share her answers with Seto telepathically as she went to hand in her test, which she naturally passed with flying colors. Seto, however, chose not to take the answers, instead opting for the moral victory rather than stoop to the level of a cheat, after especially after seeing the other two students getting caught trying to cheat and immediately getting kicked out. This surprised the adjudicators, but also seemed to impress, as the test had been designed to make students cheat while not getting caught, but a student honorably admitting to what they didn't know was a first. For this reason, as well as perhaps stories about the Baylor fight, Seto was granted his fifth and final ring, thus earning the last ring needed by the party to enter the Genpuku Festival. Finally, they were ready, but first, the group picture was in order despite the protests of Seto, so they regrouped at the castle, pulling Jerry away from his work in the forge to have a picture painted. Seto opted out of the painting despite the pleading of Sakura, but the rest of the process was relatively painless thanks to the artist's magical paint supplies. However, as he was putting the final touches on the canvas, a crackling line of red energy started to form behind him, and the party quickly realized that a portal was opening. So they warned the artist, who promptly ran away with the painting, and the portal opened to reveal a figure wearing a familiar kitsune mask, who spilled out of it and immediately fell to his knees, begging for the help of his empress, and he seemed to be addressing Sakura. Bewildered by the new arrival, the party naturally started asking questions. He didn't seem to pose much of a threat, but claimed to be from over 800 years in the future, and claimed that his city was in grave danger, and that the only ones who could stop it were our heroes. Although he seemed to be in a slight panic and confusion, his pleas did seem genuine, so equally wary and eager to see what lay on the other side of the time portal, the party did as he asked and leapt into the future. On the other side of the portal, where we see you all now, you stepped out from a travel agency located inside a bustling train station.
Hello?
Yeah. So what were you going to say?
Oh, it's my dad. Sorry.
Okay. So, you guys have entered this train station, and the kitsune warned you not to go anywhere before rushing off to buy train tickets. But you guys wandered into this massive space with awe and amazement, and saw bright neon lights made to look like candles, metalwork architecture as far as the eye could see, and not to mention the metal humanoids walking around and the signs reading Unicorn Clan, Transportation, Aldercorp. Stranger still, when a pair of girls dressed like inappropriate versions of Sakura walked by and greeted you guys with enthusiasm, it became apparent just how many lookalikes there actually were here. Everywhere you looked, people were dressed up exactly like you, if only cheap and inaccurate knockoffs. And Around their necks were laminated tickets reading KigaCon 1353. Strange as that was, the future was only about to get weirder when the group overhears a couple of mouse folk. It sounds like one of these mouse folk boys is crying, but that is where we rejoin you all now. What would you all like to do? Sorry for the long recap.
Problem.
I'm gonna first.
Waiting for my forge to load.
Yeah, me too.
Really? Yours haven't loaded yet.
No, I
What?
just had to refresh the page.
If it is because you can't move.
No, it's because it lost connection and won't not lose connection.
Well. Person? And then
She says, "What? You think my outfit is that good? Oh, thanks." And you see that this person is definitely looks like a descendant, but looks exactly like you. And what do you look like at the moment? Are you in disguise there? I can't quite tell because you changed your token.
oh, you mean? Oh, that's flame magic.
Sorry, say again.
Oh, it's the flame magic part.
Yeah, but I just mean you're not actually changing your appearance or anything.
No.
Okay. Yeah, no, that's that's cool. She will just look you up and down and compliment your outfit as well. But she just thinks that you're making a comment on her look, not that you're actually asking if she's a descendant.
Oh.
I mean, what do you mean, like a satyr or? I mean, I am a natural satyr, but the fur's a dye. So maybe I am. I guess I don't really know. She just shrugs. She doesn't seem too concerned by it.
They put a hand. Pouches doesn't allow a proper con.
Oh, cool. Thanks, Smith. See you at the expo. And she just waves, and she seems quite enthralled by it. You see after that the other person that was just buying tickets turn around and she starts showing it to her like they clearly friends, and they just look like they've got some cool stuff at the expo. They both look very excited as they start making their way away from the ticket counter. You will see them walking past a group. Now, all of you will see this a small group of cosplayers as well standing here, and these two mouse folk that are busy talking. You overhear the conversation as one of them is saying, um, to the other, "Oh, I'm sorry, Gus. The real Jerry never would have let them take your armor, but maybe we can make new armor for next time, or we can share mine. I won't go if you're not going, you know." He goes, "Yeah, I know, but I worked so hard on that one. I'll never do it that good again. And Chad doesn't even know anything about the real Jerry. He just wants to join that dumb gang." And you can just overhear these two mouse folk over here talking as you're walking past Jerry. The one looks up and just goes, "Whoa, Gus, check it out. I don't think Chad's going to win if that guy's entering. He's even got lenses on the helm and everything. How do you do that?" You see both kids are staring at you.
Sorry, is the game still paused?
Nope.
Try turning it off and on again. It shouldn't.
Oh. Right, there we go.
My forge is yet to load. I'm sad.
YouTube. Copy.
Yeah, that's very strange that it's taking so long. Might need a refresh.
Can I
Hopefully it
just-
feels spicy. Yeah.
Can I just look at one of the guards and tell if he's like warforged or just someone under set of armor?
Yeah, sure. You can give me a perception or investigation.
God, I love it.
Yeah, it's hard to tell because you're not all that familiar with actual Warforged, but it looks like he's wearing a very intricate suit of armor. You're not entirely sure if there's a person underneath it. When they spoke to you earlier, it did sound very mechanical. So at this point, you can't tell with this guard whether that's a humanoid or a like an android, but that's more because you don't have context. It seems like a warforged.
Does it look anything like the Titan thing we saw at the Forge?
Yeah, you'll see the arm. There's sort of mechanisms running all along the arm and like little gears on it and things. It looks a lot more advanced than what you saw in the Forge. A lot of it, there's a lot fewer pipes and and things like that. But it definitely looks similar. His limbs are definitely mechanical. You can tell that much. So I will say that you can tell he's not like wearing gauntlets. Those are actual arms. You can see sort of through the wrists in certain places.
It's fucking cool.
So Jerry, what are you doing as you hear these? Oh, sorry, was there something else you were doing there, Eli?
Oh no.
Right. So Jerry, as you're walking past these kids and you hear the one just going like, "Wow, that's really cool. You think he bought that? Looks like a real replica or something. He's gonna win for sure." And he's one little kid just crying, staring at you.
Yeah, I'll just approach them and take off my mask. Couldn't I overhear you talking? Someone stole your armor.
Yeah, stupid Chad. He beat me up and took my armor, but now he's gonna wear it at the expo, and you gotta beat him for us, okay? I mean, there's no way we could make more armor in time.
I don't have to beat anyone, but I will be more than happy if you show me where they are. If you know where they are. Him and the gang he's trying to join.
Uh, and they just sort of look at each other, like kind of scared. What do you mean? What are you gonna do?
Maybe I can talk him out of it, so he returns the armor to you.
Oh, that would be cool. But and the other one just says, yeah, I think they went over to the other station. They went to the metro, or maybe to the Viper Bar. I know his dad works there, but I would be careful. They're all part of the Abershore gang, and they're kind of dangerous.
Why is that? What are they doing here specifically?
Why are they
Never heard of
dangerous?
them.
Sorry, say again.
I never heard of them.
Never heard of them? I mean, all their flags look just like you. They, I mean, they say that they're trying to like protect the ancestry of Jerry Abershaw, but I mean, they're just bikers and crooks. And the other kid just nods and he says, "Yeah, they're mean. They don't know what the real Jerry was like. You think he couldn't have been that cruel, right? I mean, you clearly know your stuff.
It took some time to make, to
I'll
say the
bet.
least.
Is that? I mean, I don't mean to pry, but where did you get that foam? It looks like real."
Out of character, we were told to blend in, right?
Yeah, but I mean, you you look like these guys are just dressed up as cheap versions of you, or at least one of them is. So it's not too difficult to blend in here. No one is taking notice of your group. Although one of the other two kids that are with them, you'll see this little girl that has made her way over to Spike and is like just slowly approaching it, and you can see her eyes are just like giant anime eyes, just as she looks completely enthralled by Spike. And she is also dressed up like you, but it's not a mouse.
I just hit the armor so he sees it's not foam.
It's just all in unison. Whoa!
Like I said, a lot of work. How does this shed look like? If you can lead me to him, at least I can try to look for him.
Oh yeah, sure. He's a Nezumi, but and he just sort of cups a hand over his mouth. He goes, "He's a rat folk, but I mean, he looks a little bit like me, and he's wearing Jerry armor, I guess." And then they just look at each other like, "Oh, it's probably not much to go on." They both know that, but he, he just shrugs and he goes, "Well, he does carry a little like a Ceramorph laser pistol. It's one of those. I mean, it's pretty ridiculous looking, and he'll pull out a little phone from from his pocket, and he'll just look up quickly a picture of what looks like. Yeah, you were there with the mind flares. what looks like a laser pistol, exactly like what the gnome Ceramorphs used, which is probably one of the only blaster pistols you've actually seen in your life, at least.
Thank you.
I mean, he's not allowed to have it. It's just he. That's what he keeps threatening us with.
I will see what I can do.
Hey, thanks, Mister. And they just both like they look. Actually, give me a persuasion check, Jerry, too, and I'll say
Very good
you'll have
persuasion.
advantage.
Oh, it's actually roll disadvantage. Well, it should be 17 instead of 9.
Okay. Yeah, these kids look convinced that you are actually going to help them, and they both look quite excited, and very thankful. As you can see, the girl that's dressed like Estrella is just she also um she doesn't say anything but just nods and is smiling. Meanwhile, you can see the girl in the background has like fully embraced the Spike and is just like trying to give him scratches behind the ears. I don't think he's complaining.
And did he point me in the direction of both the metro and the bar?
Yeah, they'll say, "Oh, it's it's just up the road. I'm not sure how to get to the Viper Bar exactly, but the metro's up there," and he points to the main doors up at the top.
Okay.
Yeah, you could. I think you could go through the back doors in the mall to get to the. It's in the back alleys behind the mall, and that's the Viper Bar he's talking about.
So like to the left, the bottom left, you said.
No, the mall. So we're underground, and then you got to go up into Terminus, and then you can go up into the mall, and then if you go outside the mall, and they both like they start trying to give you directions, but as they're speaking, it sounds like they're sending you on a whole like quest to go through like 10 different places, and it sounds like they're sending you really far away, but they're both acting like it's just up the road, like it's just over there. The directions they're giving you don't make sense. They're telling you to go up several levels, use an escalator, use an elevator. It's very confusing.
Well, I'll see what I can do.
You can give me a survival check to see if you understand their directions. But otherwise, yeah, they are trying to direct you through a, a city that you guys will soon understand why this is so complicated. But you are able to remember exactly the directions that they gave you um, to go through Terminus, through the shopping mall, and in the back alleys of the shopping mall. That's where you'll find the Viper Bar. And the metro is in Terminus. You can get to the metro from there. So and Terminus is through the doors up at the top. So we'll say you don't actually have to remember that in character perfectly, but you have got those directions. What is everyone else doing as Jerry's talking to this group of kids over here?
I'm gonna go back to interrogate. Is that him? Yeah, that's him. The, the future man.
Okay. Yeah, what are you asking him?
Right. So, who are you?
Did I not introduce myself? I'm sorry.
With a bit more detail.
I'm Tai Kiba is my name. I'm a part of the Royal Guard. And he just, you see, as he's speaking to you, he looks over and he says, "Oh, just come this way," and he leads you over behind this bench. He just kind of pulls you over as he's looking across this whole station, and you track his eyes, and you can give me a perception check to see if you'd notice what he's noticing as well. Yeah, you kind of like looking through the crowd. You're not sure what exactly he's so worried about, but he seems to be looking at as another person wearing the same kind of uniform as him, like exactly the same uniform. And that one seems to be sitting at a table at one of the restaurants down in the bottom right hand corner with a teenage girl next to him that is also like has pink hair, might also be a cosplayer.
To roll an insight check to see if I can figure out what he's scared of.
Oh yeah, you definitely figure this out as he kind of is clearly trying to avoid making eye contact with the other people, but he so just you kind of hear him going, "Look, I think we need to get our hands on some of those passes. I do have an idea, but under no circumstances can you actually go to the expo. You must remember rule number one is no spoilers, and that's all that place will be." And then as he's looking across, you realize that he is completely distracted by this, and he says, "All right, Lady Sasaki is going to head off to the expo as soon as I leave." And he's pointing at the other guy wearing a mask, and you realize that is him. Possibly this is part of the time dynamic. So with that insight check, you gather that is not just another person wearing his uniform. It is him in the past or the future. You're not entirely sure of which.
Can I just, while he's distracted, can I just kind of smudge just a bit of his clothes with a little bit of ink without him noticing?
Yeah, okay. You can try with ink, just normal ink.
Yeah, because I'm pretty sure I have ink.
Yeah, I'll say you can do that fairly easily. Give me a sleight of hand check to see if he finds anything suspicious. As
Come on, Rogue. This is what you're good at. Oh,
Don't
yeah.
worry about it.
rolls a 2, gets a 26. I love it. As yeah, you are easily able to pass that off. He does notice you sort of like brush up against him, but he doesn't at all notice that you added that ink, and you have marked on his waist. You can see there is an ink smudge, but he is also sort of got his hand on you as he's leading you past, so he doesn't even notice that. But as he's saying this, you'll see the other two people starting to stand up, and they've just paid for the food that they were having, and they seem to be walking away from the table and heading upwards. What is everyone else doing at this point? We haven't heard from anybody.
Sakura's kind of just sticking with Seto wherever he's going, she's going. She's just glue.
You're gonna have a boring ass time.
Okay, maybe after a while of him just standing around, she'd get bored and, you know. How long does he just stand around there?
He's literally like a freaking lion in a jungle because he's scared of time travel and shit, so he just sits in a corner and just looks at everything. And he's ready to literally attack at any moment of notice.
Big wide eyes.
No, yeah, no, it's actually blue eyes, but still, it's just buying everything. Surveillance camera, gotta see everything.
Sakura might eventually get bored and go to the dude with like the shit ton of cats.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Way down here.
So another
Yeah,
thing
sure.
is to
You just see that guy sitting there. He's just having a cup of coffee, and this as you get closer, Sakura, you approach this what just looks like a little cafe. Like it's a little coffee shop, which to you is still this looks like some space age shit. You've never seen a coffee shop before, but what you do notice is that it is full of cats. There are cats. There are like just cats everywhere. It is a
Is it
cat
a cat
cafe.
cafe?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh
So
my
these are not
god.
his cats, and there are two very brave pigeons, like walking around outside, and the cats are just sitting there licking their lips around this guy's ankles as they're all just sort of swarming him. He's the only customer here at the moment.
I know it's a cat cafe, but she doesn't. She might think that this dude just brought all his cats to the cafe with him. So she'll be like, "Oh, that's a lot of cats you got there."
He just looks up and he says, "Oh, no, they're not mine. They belong to the establishment, but oh, they are so lovely to just sit and hang out with." And he just starts scratching one behind the ears. He's I will say you can give me a history check because cat cafes are still a thing in Kiga. I think that's
This man sounds like
quite
a
an old
constable.
school Japanese. Yeah, you've heard of cat cafes. There are definitely none in Taton. Or actually, no, there might be. Uh, like there might have been one in Taton because there's a lot of Tabaxi that work with them, but they're all beyond the wall in the new settlements that they've created, and you haven't actually gone to visit there yet. But you have heard about cat cafes, and this is the first one you're actually getting to see in person, and it's in the future. It's a,
She's gonna telepathically contact Seto and be like, "Seto, there's a cat cafe. There's you can just sit with cats."
The fuck is a cafe?
Sakura will probably end up spending the credits that were meant for food on sitting with cats instead.
yeah, I mean that. If you just sort of sitting there um, around there, the guy's going to continue to try and read whatever he was reading, but he's like not paying too much attention to you. But these cats are all definitely starting to swarm you, and eventually someone from inside will come out and ask if you would like a coffee or something to eat.
Mm, yes, please. Do you have tea?
Oh, of course. We have a menu here, and she'll just point, and there's a list of different kinds of tea, like longer than you've ever seen in anywhere in Kiga.
Just go wide.
Yeah, you see, there's all sorts of things. There's like blue rose tea. There's like all of these different flavors, and yeah, any kind of tea you can really think of.
She
The only like fantasy one there, I think, on this menu is blue rose. But other than that, it's like anything you would actually get in the spa. You know?
Oh, nice. She'll telepathically ask Tessa to come sit with her.
Can I even respond?
No.
No. Yeah.
So
He just sits.
basically, she's like, "Come sit with me," and you'd have to walk there to respond. And after walking there, what's the point of walking all the way back? You know, might as well just sit there.
Or I might just sit where I am and she'll understand.
As he's sitting next to you, do you think we can smoke in here? I feel like that robot dude might kill us.
Yeah,
If
probably not
we
the greatest idea.
quick out of character question, we were told not to leave the train station, or
And no, well, he said that the train is arriving in 3 hours, so you just have to be at the steam train in 3 hours, but you haven't gotten too much more information from him yet. You're welcome to ask him for that kind of stuff, but he did say that you basically have got some time to explore. He said he doesn't see what harm it could do.
the fool.
No,
You've
Clearly.
come from the past. It's not. It's going to do more damage to your your world than to his. That's how he sees it, at least. But he's currently panicking. Well, not panicking, but he's currently tracking the two people that are walking across the hall. And Seto, at this point, as you're like looking around wild-eyed, you will also, with your perception. Actually, you can give me a perception check at disadvantage because of the overwhelming sensations here,
Ah,
and I'll tell you the result of that in a second. But June, what are you doing?
June is currently looking at her June lookalike right now, and she's just looking her up and down. Says, "No, the eyes are wrong. The nose has to be adjusted." She's basically critiquing everything that she can't really change, like the ears, the nose, the eyes, the hands. Even she's going all in that type of thing.
That's so mean.
You see
Gee,
this?
thanks, asshole.
Yeah, exactly. She's sort of looking at you with this, like, it's like she's forcing a smile, but is just as if like to say, like, okay, yeah, thanks, whatever. And then she just says to the tabaxi friend, she's like, Jesus, the crazy people in train stations these days. Really. Thanks, lady. I get it. Illusion magic's not allowed in the competition, okay? If I could just uh, do some magic, then I could change all of those things. But this is my face, okay? Can't do anything about that. And besides, who the fuck are you supposed to be?
What do you mean? Who am I supposed to be? I'm Jin.
Yeah, sure. No, darling, I'm June. Like, have you ever read a history book?
Eli's just overhearing this, just like try not to laugh.
Well, anyway, I am personally definitely June. You are definitely not June. I know this. You can't say anything that will make me.
I
June
love
is
the
completely annoyed right now.
dissonance.
Yeah, she just looks at you and goes, "Well, you enjoy your delusions. I mean, I guess we'll see when it comes down to the competition, eh?" And she just seems quite smug, but is also like you can see she's so annoyed at your critiques as well.
Yeah.
It's just like steam coming from off of both of you. And this tabaxi is just looking back and forth, like, "Ooh."
I love how bitchy like the cosplayers are to people who are to the exact people they're impersonating. Like, I'm being like, yeah, right, you're June. Oh, honey, you think you'd be the only Sakura, and we're just here like,
Well,
Well, I
yes,
mean,
I am
imagine
June.
like today you went to a fucking cosplay con like from an event 700 fucking years ago, and one of them walked up to you and yeah, I'm from 700 years ago. What is up? You are not going to think, you are from 700 years.
After
but I love how,
this
like,
argument between me and my June look like June will look begin walking away, and a small tear will go down her cheek and say, "I'm so proud she acts just like me."
oh, Sakura, try and get June to join her at the cat cafe.
Okay, how are you doing it? Are you waving at me or?
Nope. Telepathy. Dude, there's a cat cafe. You can come and sit with the cats and then just eat with the cats and drink tea with cats.
Yeah, her eyes go wide and just go, cats? I have to see this. And she goes up and joins you at the table and says, oh, there's so many cats around here. It's so pretty.
I like
I
to
love how we
imagine.
just like crashed this random dude's table.
Yeah, I like to imagine June just like from the center of the entire room just starts immediately bolting one direction. The guy sitting there like notices and thinks, "What the fuck?"
Yeah, from where you're standing, you overhear the two that are standing there. You hear that girl say, "See, told you, crazy."
I feel like it's not even that the other tables are taken. There's like no tokens. All the cats here and came and sat here because the cats were here. And now June sees Sakura here. And this poor dude is just trying to read his newspaper. And we're just there because of cats. And he's just like, what the fuck?
Have you ever tried to go and actually order something to eat at Rage or one of those places? This guy's totally like prepared himself for this. He totally finds it fine that he kind of does look at you guys and like roll his eyes, like you can see him thinking 100 empty tables, but whatever. I guess it's GigaCon. Like, and you can see there's a part of him that is liking being surrounded by other cosplayers. He didn't come here in a group. He came here to hang out with the cats. This is a lonely dude.
Ooh, is he
If
cozy?
this guy isn't cosplaying me, I'm gonna be so upset.
Is he cosplaying Elias?
Yeah, it's totally an alliance.
Yeah.
To be fair, this guy, I mean, no offense to Elias, but his actual like natural appearance is about 10 times cooler. Like he's just the way his hair is styled is like way too slick for an Elias, but his outfit is on point. It's like got the jacket and everything.
Yeah, Jin
Damn.
sits down and says, "Hello, Elias. That's much cooler than the other Elias."
Oh.
I mean, okay, look, as the DM may have overstated
June, all of a sudden you feel a crossbow bolt enter your neck.
Now we know how June died.
Sorry, let's die quickly. Okay. Sakura kind of it only then clicks that he's Elias. He's like, oh, you're cosplaying Elias. I couldn't tell because like you look so much cooler.
Oh yeah, sorry, I forgot. And he picks up off the table an eye patch and he puts it onto his head and just looks at you and goes, "See, sorry, I obviously wouldn't recognize the look." And that is a great Sakura, by the way. Who are you supposed to be? Oh, you're Z, right? You're a Z.
Yep, that guy is so much cooler. Can we take him back instead of Elias?
Elias is loading his crossbow in the background.
Just cocking it like a shotgun. Anyway, she looks straight at him and is like, "Oh, you better. I'm gonna pretend I didn't hear that."
Oh, sorry, did I get it wrong? My bad. What is it? A Sumehime? And he's just like wincing as he says it.
Sakura just like mentally just contacts him and says, she's cosplaying June.
What?
Sound is June.
I think Sakura
Oh.
sometimes forgets that people like not everyone can just mind her.
I mean, technically, June can be any face she wants, so I don't know whether June should be freaking insulted or complimented.
It reminds me of like the prompt, like the one where it's like, oh, they took like a character test. Who did they get? Z. That, yeah.
Yeah, he
Why
just
is
goes,
Elias
"Oh,
sitting in
I'm
the
sorry, my bad. I'm not that. I mean, I'm kind of. I went to the Elder Institute, so that's where I got involved in all of it. I must say I'm not that big into the history, if I'm honest. And he just looks embarrassed completely by getting your outfit wrong.
Yeah, after giving him the stink eye, she looks at the menu and orders a pumpkin spice latte. Whatever that is.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
It's like an
Uh,
entire pumpkin with cayenne spice on it.
I will say the woman behind the counter just rolls her eyes and she goes, "Oh God, if you want these, I mean, we make real coffee here. If you want that kind of shit, you've got to go up into the mall, okay? But sure, we can do a pumpkin spice latte." And she goes, "We put it on the menu, I guess. So I guess I got to make these," and just like bitches and moans as she goes back behind the counter and starts making.
Sakura
that's
asks if they make like traditional matcha there.
Yeah, they'll. I mean, you've got a pretty good spread here. This has got more traditional teas, more things that you would be used to uh, actually back home. Like tea hasn't changed that much in 800 years, as it turns out. Coffee, however, is a big thing now. Apparently, there's a lot of coffee. You're not sure what all that's about. I don't think there's any coffee beans in Kiga.
You might want to try one of those then.
So as you guys are just exploring the coffee shop and and the various things that it offers, the guy with you, the kitsune with you, Elias, is and Astray, you'll sort of be overhearing this as well as they both. He's like ushering you both in that same area, and he says, "All right, now as soon as I leave through the door, uh, yes, Lady Sasaki should go into the expo, and then we should be clear, and then I suppose we can head wherever we want." But and as he's saying this, you'll see the two figures walking towards the stairs as they sort of stop there. Seto, you'll be in full view of this, as will you, Jerry. You'll see the two of them, and you'll see the kitsune turn around to the girl and say, "All right, now remember what I told you. Stay safe, and I'll see you later. All right?" And she says, "All right, thank you, Sensei," and just gives a little nod to him, like, and a wave, and just stands there. Yeah, as they sort of both say goodbye to each other, she starts moving towards the doorway on the right, and he starts making his way up the stairs. What do you guys?
What did you
I
call it again?
will.
I just say to oh fuck, I forgot his name again.
Seto Kaiba.
Yes,
Kiba.
Kiba.
I keep forgetting as well. To be
It's
honest. Kiba. Yeah.
So Kiba. Okay. Lady Sasuke. Is that what you said?
Yes, the girl over there, and as he's as he's looking, he says, "What is she doing?" And he seems to be like just almost glaring at her as she walks over to the stairs, and you see her just crouch down behind some luggage and start watching the main entrance. Like it seems like she's watching the past Taikiba leave as he makes his way out the front.
Would I know Sakura's last name?
Yeah.
Probably.
Cool. And I'll just say to him, so what's the plan here?
Well, we were just gonna catch. Hold on a second, and he starts making his way over towards towards her.
Can
As
I
the other one has left, and she's still peering up that way. Yeah, what?
As he takes off, can I just sort of stick an origami beetle just to his shoe or something? Just following him. Actually, it can walk on its own, can't it?
Yeah, I think the one that follows is, I think that one can fly, can't it? Isn't it like a little drone? Or is that the tracker one?
I mean the one that records.
Yeah, I can't remember what they do, but I'll say you'd easily be able to slip one of these in with another sleight of hand check as he starts rushing off, and you see him going. What is she doing? I told her to go straight there, Lady Sasaki. Lady Sasaki, where are you going? And as because he starts saying that because as soon as the other one has left the door, she starts making her way out of that stairwell and back down. So he sort of starts cutting her off midway through here. But you have managed to add that tracker, and yeah, he's about there when he starts shouting, and she notices him. Is anyone else doing anything?
Does the girl looks anything like Sakura at all?
Yeah, quite remarkably so. But I mean, that's not saying much. There's two girls behind her that also look quite a lot like Sakura.
Yeah,
There's a
but
lot
like,
of Sakura lookalikes in here. But
yeah,
yeah,
but
this
like,
one does. She doesn't seem to be dressed in sort of uh, Kiga style outfits though. She's like full on steampunk. It's not a fashion you're familiar with.
yeah, but I'm as like Seto can probably discern a lot of stuff when it comes down to OG Sakura. So I'm asking, like, could it be that that's the Sakura from the future?
Oh yeah, you can give me an insight or perception, I think.
That's the same thing. That's like
Yeah.
perception. Fuck you, dice.
Okay, no, that's all right. With a 17, yeah, she does look a lot like Sakura. Um, there's there are slight differences, but like that might just be the hairstyle and that. But her face does actually look a lot like the Sakura that you know, that is just at the cat cafe over there. And she's, as you're sort of looking at her face, you can, I mean, you might be able to, yeah, her note's quite loud in here, but you'd be able to read her lips as she's going, Sensei, hi, how did you get back here so fast? And she just seems to be approaching him as well as they sort of meeting up here.
Sensei? Hmm.
So you guys all just watching this from afar?
Yeah, isn't there like a thing where you aren't supposed to talk to like your future selves and whatnot?
I think the rule is not to talk to your past self.
Oh, but same thing. I'm playing the past self. I am.
Yeah, but
the
your past
past-
self, I don't want to even get into it. It's so complicated.
If my past self talks to my future self, then my future self is talking to my past self, and that's like you shouldn't talk to your past self. So by talking to my future self, I'm being an irresponsible past self. Am I not?
Yeah, I mean, you two are definitely more preoccupied with the cats
Yeah.
tea and all of those things right now. But I will say you can make me just an intelligence saving throw, anyone that is actually watching this. So basically,
yeah.
everyone other
No.
than Sakura and June, because you guys are in the process of this, unless someone else is alerting them to what's going on, or you guys are done with the tea, because you can be as well. We've been here for a while.
You have sent time prison soon.
Yeah, well, Elias will say you're the first to kind of click that if you're over 800 years in the future, if that is Sakura, she hasn't aged a day.
Hmm.
So there's a
Hmm.
higher chance that it's a cosplayer than it's actually just Sakura, but like she just stopped aging, or maybe she'll be 15, 16 forever. You're not sure. But definitely the time doesn't match up.
Suppose it's more to interrogate him about.
Yeah. Well, I mean, are you as after a while you'll see them sort of having this conversation as everyone sort of watch them, and then you can you'll hear him going, yes, we were actually just on our way to see her, but where were you going? And she goes, oh really, are you taking the steam train? Oh, that's the coolest one. Can I come with you? I mean, I was just going to watch them anyway. I know I said I'd go to the expo, but and as they both start walking back towards you, Elias, and the kitsune is looking directly at you. He seems like he's just walking back to where you guys were before, and like to rejoin you. But as you're getting closer, you can just overhear her saying, "And June and Sakura, you'll see them now walking into view." As she's just he's going, I'm not going to ask again, Satoshi. And she goes, fine, I just wanted to watch the trains. I mean, I've been to that stupid expo 1,000 times. They don't even get the story right. And they are just saying that as they get back to you, Elias.
It might be a bit late, but can I roll an insight check to see if he wants me here or not?
Yeah, he doesn't seem too worried
Okay.
about this. He seems to just be approaching you again. It seems like she hasn't realized that there was any time weirdness, that she just saw him walk out one door and then approach her from a different direction, and that confused her, but she seems to have written it off. um, and they just seem to be approaching you. He doesn't seem concerned at all. Well, he seems concerned about her, but not about you running into her. And as they sort of approach, Estrella, are you there with Elias, or are you talking to those kids there?
Damn it, come on. Since
Okay, so yeah, they'll see both of you as they come back, and the girl will immediately, like, sort of as she's trying to give her excuses, um, she'll go, "Oh, who are they? Hey, your costumes are really cool," and she just like smiles at you, and at you especially, Estrella, as she just say, "Oh, I mean, you guys must know your history pretty well. Mom would love those."
Yeah, I'm kind of a
Shit.
nerd. I spend a lot of time reading this.
Wait. Mom, is this my daughter?
father.
Yeah, because your father calls you mom. My dad comes home and is like, "Hey, mom," to me, and I'm like, "Yeah, dad, what's up?" Doesn't call you mom.
That was the Star Wars reference there, I think. But the kitsune is, as they approach, he will just be saying to her, "We had a deal, didn't we? You were to go straight there, no deviations." And she says, "Oh, come on, Sensei. I don't want to hang out with a bunch of slutty versions of my mom all day. Let me stay here."
Language.
He says, "Yes, thank you, Elias. I mean, sir, fuck.
Call me Elias anyways. It,
Listen,
it fuels my ego. I take pride in this thing, you know?
Okay, no, I'm too.
yes,
I'm
they're
too.
very good.
No.
But this is no place for a young woman to loiter. You will come back with us to your mother's tea garden. and you will behave yourself. We have important business with her to discuss." And she goes, "So I do get to come on the train? Oh, hell yes. Oh, this is going to be so cool. Have you guys ever been on a steam train before? They're kind of old school and not that efficient, but they're totally worth it."
No, but well, I lived in Kanasa for a while, but haven't really gone far beyond.
Well, Gravitite trains are just too fast. I mean, no offense, you clearly like Mr. Alder, but you miss the whole journey if you're zipping about like that. I mean, why not just teleport to that point? Oh, I'm Tosh, by the way, and she just like waves in greeting,
Just,
no bowing.
I just sort of meekly wave back. Right, well, we've got time to kill.
Oh, you guys want to go see the trains?
Looking at Kaiba to see if he's trying to tell me yes or no. It's fine. It's like, I've got nothing better to do.
Well, we've still got a few hours before the train leaves. We can go and take a look around, but yeah, I mean, don't go too far from here. But this building is all pretty self-contained. You can take the elevators back down to the platforms if you need. What would you like to see? And she goes, "Oh, I mean, there's the city rail, there's the metro, there's the steam train, and then there's the lightning rail, and she starts like naming all the different all kinds of different train lines that apparently run through this station."
And in my head, I'm just like being flashbang thinking like, what the fuck is a train?
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, she seems very excited about these things, whatever they are. We should probably gather up the rest of the group, though. I did tell them not to wander off. Where is everyone?
I'll fetch the two down by. I'll just sort of like point towards the cat cafe.
The
For that
cats.
place.
Don't keep them away from the cats. You'll see Sakura just like hugging like 10 cats at once. Just like she looks so happy and just looks in your direction. She just gives like this big grin.
I'm just imagining the one girl from Laid Back Camp just come in complete happiness right now. And Judith just has a black cat and says, "Hello, little setter."
Oh.
They will follow with you as you start making your way down there, and
Ooh,
as
Australia.
they're
So,
yeah, no, carry on.
Australia, can you just go grab the other two? Feel free to. I feel like, and just to Kaiba, Kiba, that's it. Just you might. It might be better if you follow her.
Are you telling him to follow Australia?
Australia going back to get the other two.
He'll say, "Oh, all right then," and but you'll see the girl say, "Oh, kitties!" and she's gonna run right up to your table
Just
as
facepalm.
as he just goes, "Oh, I'll get them," and he rushes off. And he says, "Watch her."
Shit, I was trying to get her to go.
Yeah, I think he realizes that as well by the time she's already run off towards the cats, and she's already between the two of you, and she just goes, "Hi, oh, hello," and she's just saying hello to the cat that you're actually holding, Sakura. She goes, "Oh wow,
Which one of them?
see,
She's got like 10. She's like
yeah,
hugging.
she's just whichever one she can get to. She's just scratching one of them, and then she looks at you and she goes, "Oh, hi! Wow, your outfit's really good. I mean, you're finally someone that actually gets it. I think my mom actually has that same kimono. Oh, anyway, hi, I'm Tosh," and she just is like playing with the cats more than anything.
Elias is
Sakura's eyes
just
kind of go wide.
Elias just like looks, glares at Sakura and just finger to the mouth like shh.
Ah, um, thanks. Your mom.
Oh, yeah.
Welcome, fellow cat enjoyer. You look at your cosplay looks adorable, and just pinches her on the cheek.
She just like sort of waves your hand away after that, and she just goes, "I'm not cosplaying, thank you. This is my own design. Thank you very much. Oh,
Well, I
you
wasn't
guys
going to
want a
say anything.
refill?
Your jacket was completely wrong, but you know.
Well, yeah. Why would I try?" And she just like rolls her eyes and she goes, "Look, you guys want a refill?" And she pulls out this. You can see she's got what looks like a blunderbuss on her side, but it's got all these little pressure gauges and pipes and things coming off of it. And she raises it up. You guys wouldn't have any reference to actually be worried about this as a gun. However, the other guy sitting at the table immediately drops down and he goes, "Whoa, whoa, hey!" And she just goes, "No, stupid." And she pulls the trigger, and tea pours out the end of it into one of the cups. And then, as but it's like just this trickle of tea. It doesn't seem to be working very well.
I
And she
like
just
to
goes,
imagine. I like to imagine because Elias did see the guns that Lashua was doing shit with, so I feel like he would know and would exactly mirror the cosplayer, just like ducking under the table.
Yeah, absolutely. Both of you just in unison, like duck at the same time. And he just like, while he's ducking under the table, looks up at you and goes, "Hey, oh, cool cosplay.
Thanks, you too, man.
What the hell is?"
Sakura just looks like. Oh, sorry.
No, that's cool. Carry on. He's
She's
just
just
like,
overjoyed as this
"Damn."
tea just pours into the cup. She just just thinking, of course that's something that her her daughter would make. Something that just makes tea. Just like, why didn't she think of that? Wow. Well, I guess
Yeah, she
she does have a teapot, but
yeah,
that
she
thing
does
that's
look a little
used
bit
to make.
disappointed as this happens that it wasn't. She's like, "Oh, sorry, this I can't quite get the pressure right on these things, but last time I nearly drowned the person I was trying to make tea for." So, you know, uh, yeah, it seems like she's still got some tinkering to do, but um, yeah, this is you definitely recognize there's some of your blood in this.
You know in animes when like eyes goes like when characters just go like sparkly eyed. She's like looks at the tea and she's like, oh, sugene, and she's just like got this sparkly eyed expression, like this is interesting stuff.
In case some of you are watching, I'm not sure if anyone's watching on the stream. This is what she looks like. Did she show up?
Nope.
No.
There we go.
Yeah, I think someone already posted that in chat.
I saw this edit here.
Sorry, I missed that one.
Anywho,
Okay. So,
what do we do next?
Seto and Jerry, Ty will come up and tell you guys that they're regrouping down at the Cat Cafe. Are you guys going to follow along with him?
I do have somewhere I need to go, but I will regroup for you with you.
Yeah, I will say. I mean, you guys can go anywhere. Every exit has got a staircase that should actually link somewhere. So you guys are welcome to explore, but I would just ask that we explore as a party to just for sanity's sake.
Sounds good to me.
Yeah, Z will follow with him as
So, anywhere specific we're going?
well. Just to meet up with the rest of the group, and then I think we can decide. There's still a little bit before the train arrives. I think we've got about 2 hours still. But the sorry, are you on the stream now, Jerry?
I'm on the stream now, yeah.
Okay, cool. Just need to know if I'm moving your tokens. So yeah, they all approach, and you guys reconnect a bit. Unless Seto, you stopping along the way?
I'm just sneaking around.
Oh yeah, you can give me a stealth check to see if anyone notices. I mean, you are approaching a cat cafe. There may be weird people.
I'm still holding my distance. Not gonna be going.
June is there. There are probably weird people.
Should be good at stealth.
No one's noticing you on the approach. But yeah, you all pretty much regroup. Zeto's just sort of hiding around the pillar there as he's approaching. What is everyone doing?
Well, I heard these train things are very cool.
Yeah, you want to go see? It's really the coolest. That one down there, and she points to the staircase closest to you guys down here at the bottom. She goes, that leads down to the steam train platform. That's the one we'll be taking. Wait, you guys are? And Kiba just says, yes, they are with us. Well, except for him. Hello, sir. And the guy at the table just says, yeah, actually, I think I'd better be going. Nice meeting you. And he just leaves some money on the table and he makes his way out.
I heard of a pretty cool biker bar I want to check out.
What's a bike?
No clue, but I have directions there.
Half of us are going to see some steam trains, and Jerry's like, "Let's go to a fucking bar."
Well, Kiba goes.
Jerry, it's a bit too early to drink, don't you think?
I'm not drinking.
He says, wait, how did you already get a lead? I didn't even tell you about the. Well, I mean, that would actually be a pretty good place to investigate, but I think we should probably speak with the Emperor first. The biker bars around here are generally populated by the Abershal gang. They are the problem that I've brought you here to deal with.
Hmm.
Very good work, Jerry. Your due diligence astounds us.
I know.
He is looking at you a bit suspiciously, like, how did you already know that? But yeah, when you guys are confused about what bikes are, he seems to lose a lot of that suspicion.
Yeah, apparently one of them stole the little mouse box. I don't know what you mean. I'm going to return it.
I mean, I'm I'm down to beat up some bikers who stole little kids' armor. Mouse folk. I don't know. How old is this kid?
The kid is not biker. The biker took his armor.
Either way, I'm down to beat up some bikers.
Alright, then I guess we have a plan.
And then we can come back for the steam trains when we need to leave.
Kiba looks very conflicted at this point as he's looking at the girl who is still playing with the cats. She seems more involved in that, but is probably listening. As he just says, "Well, I mean, I can't say I should stop you from investigating and seeing what's going on around here, but I would warn you to be careful. I'm afraid I'm not going to be taking Lady Sasaki here into that kind of dangerous environment, but
Of course.
I'm sure you can all handle yourselves. We'll meet you back here at the steam train when you are ready. Well, when the train arrives, which bear in mind you've got about now an hour 45 minutes. Do any of you have a way of keeping time?" The girl goes, "Wow, that's rude, Sensei."
I
Like,
do have a watch.
Time is my specialty.
oh, right, of course. Forgive me for asking. I forget what you're familiar with and what you want, but we will meet you down here at the steam train when you are done. Don't get into too much trouble, all right?
Just a tiny bit.
All right, well, come on, Sasaki. Let's go and check out that steam train. And she goes, "Oh, yes, finally. Okay, see you guys later." And they both sort of make their way down towards this platform, down towards these stairs.
I'll start leading the way, I guess, since I'm the only one who knows the way there.
Do you know the way?
Do you know the way?
Okay, cool. So Jerry will start leading you that way. Anyone else doing anything here in this station?
No, I don't think so.
When they say we're here to deal with the Evershaw problem, what did they mean? What did he mean?
We gotta kill you.
Stronger than you tried, Still here.
Okay, so Jerry, you get to the top of the stairs. Which way are you leading them from here? You can see that there is a big doorway to the top, and there are passages on either direction.
Which one leads to the metro first? It's straight ahead, is it?
Indeed. Okay, so okay, yeah, so you guys should just be able to walk through.
Woo.
Does that work? If you just let me know if anyone isn't actually on the stream. I mean, that isn't on Foundry.
Still on the train station at the stream.
This just looks like McDonald's.
No, it's not McDonald's. It's Whack-Donald's. McDonald's is copyright.
Synth burgers. Right, well, now what?
The mold next.
I don't see my token anywhere. But I'll
Did
just
you-
use.
Did you actually go through the door?
Yeah? I think I did. It
Well, I
changed
might
the
have
scene for me.
moved it over before. I'll put you down here.
I'm just stealthy as all hell. Not even DM can see me.
You can't see yourself. It's called being invisible.
And why isn't?
Oh no, he's walking straight to the tracks.
No, Santa, don't do it. You have
Tries
so
to
much
walk
to
onto
live for.
tracks and just impacts onto the carriages instead.
Wait, it's actual McDonald's?
Yeah. Right, up the. Ooh, these stairs are moving. What the fuck?
Escalator. I heard people talking about it earlier.
There's more of those moving stairs.
Oh god, there's so many of them. We're outnumbered.
I don't.
What
Where
the
do
fuck
they
is that?
go?
These lights are
Yeah,
so
so you
bright.
all
Do
just-
you think they use magic?
You'll just beeline onto this escalator, and everyone's like, the whole group is just freaking out over these moving stairs. Like, you can't see what kind of spell is keeping this thing going. But
I wanna like try to look in between the gaps and see if I can see where the stairs are going and coming from.
yeah, it just seems like they're growing out of each other. Like this is some sort of really complicated mold earth thing that is just on a continuous loop. It's working on metal. It's very cool.
It's biological.
Okay, so everyone just immediately goes through the platform and up the stairs. Is the stream showing any of these changes?
Changed the map and then changed it back for some reason. I saw like the metro and then it changed back to the train station.
June does that when she goes up the escalator for the first time.
Yeah, totally get on the wrong one. Yeah, that one thankfully only goes up the first one you took, but as soon as you get to the top, there is another like bank of them. You have to go up a couple of these. I'll say, everyone, give me a survival check to see if you can navigate the escalators.
Hey.
Elias understands everything. June actually doesn't do that, but Seto and Australia maybe do.
That I gave up on them and just climbed the walls
Yeah.
around it. Fuck
Yeah,
this.
well, 20 for me. On the escalator.
One of the very few nat 20s I get is for finding my way around fucking escalators. God damn it.
Yeah, me and you both, Elias, it's fine.
Like, trying to save my life climbing up a curtain above a fire, having a heart attack. Nah, can't do that. Escalators, that's my fucking jam.
Yeah, no, it feels like this world was made for you, Elias. A lot of the things around here just make so much more sense than what you've had to deal with. Like, getting to those rooftops you love so much would be so much easier if these were everywhere. But uh, yeah, as you guys enter, you look up and you see just this, like, it's hard to describe. You are in a shopping mall with holographic ads going off on screens all over the place. These displays that they look like some of the strangest magic you've seen. But yeah, moving pictures all over the walls. Bear in mind, you guys have not even seen photographs before. What is happening around you is some of the trippiest shit you've ever experienced. But that's up to you guys. How are you reacting to the space? You can
I
see
look
what you see on
around.
the map.
I look around for a stone to throw or a pebble to throw, but I don't assume there's one there.
And no pebbles. However, you will see there's a small, like, um planter in the middle of the room with some trees growing in it, and you might be able to find one in there.
Coming back to my senses a bit, I have an idea how strange that would look, so I'm not going to do that.
You can all give me a perception check if you want to see what you see specific. And Sakura, are you on the map?
Well, still not a nat one.
June's mind is just blowing up right now. It's like, wow, everything's so cool.
Okay, you see.
Switching,
Sorry, Jerry.
sorry, they're switching your sunglasses so his eyes won't hurt from the holograms or anything. So much bright light.
Yeah, no, it's you might need it. It is quite an explosion of light in here. You're not even sure if it's day or night at this point. It's just, but all of these screens are letting off more than you are used to for sure. You will see. So Australia, I think you'll notice the cosplays on the right, but June, you'll notice the shops on the left. You'll see the one that says A grade cybernetics, and you can see that the A, there's in the window there's a small logo with that same A on it, and it says Aldercorp underneath it. Um, Seto, you'll see there's a shoe shop in front of you there that sells some of the strangest looking footwear you've seen, and there is a bank which seems to be the doors seem to be locked. But Australia, you'll notice two cosplayers standing over there to the side, one dressed as Sakura and the other dressed as you, and they just seem to be like hanging around. Each of them has got a slushy in their hands, but it's you wouldn't know what's inside or what that little paper cup is. I mean, it's quite obviously a cup that they're drinking out of, but straws and all of these things, and you.
I'm gonna be right back.
Cool. Jerry, where do we go from here? I don't know. I don't know what anything is right now.
Outside. I think it doesn't look like we're outside, so outside.
Maybe this is what the world is in the future. It's just this. Maybe outside is nothing. Maybe outside just doesn't exist anymore.
You can see there are a couple of other sort of exits to the area that you are in. You see a massive set of doors out front where you can see some. All of the lights around here are coming from this sort of artificial neon kind of lighting. But you'll see that there are more escalators that seem to lead higher up into the building that you're in. And then right down at the bottom, you'll see a big bank of doors that seem to lead um, into a more open area. You can't tell. It doesn't look like the outside you're used to, but you can see street outside there. And there's another door on the left that seems to be like a more of like a service door. Doesn't seem as as easily accessed. Most of the doors in here are glass and stuff. That's the only one that looks closed. but you will also all notice the information desk here, which has got this strange sort of robot that has a holographic form around them of this what looks like maybe a kitsune or something. You're not entirely sure, but it's quite a display, and it says it has all sorts of things behind it saying like info here. But other than that, yeah, you see another sign that says food court down to the side, and just ads everywhere. So Jerry, from this point, you know it's said in the back alley behind the mall, but how you would get behind the mall from inside it, you're not really sure at this point. You kind of turned around.
I'll approach the two girls. Oh, the only has dressed the two girls with cosplay.
By this point, you're all sort of noticing it, but she noticed them first. You guys have all started heading down the other passage, but you'll see her move breaking off towards them.
I'll also approach them. Just try talking to them, or
No, Australia, are you talking to? Sorry, I'm gonna have to ask you to speak up a bit. I can't actually hear you.
Oh, that's it. That's a nice outfit.
Thanks,
Please.
you too.
Oh,
They both just kind of raise an eyebrow and they go, there's a tree right there, bro. What do you mean?
perhaps that doesn't feel ground like grass.
Well, no, that's tile, not grass. What? Are you okay, miss?
She is from a she's from another time. I think it's best we get going.
She's from the country. Yeah, the countryside.
Yeah. Oh, first time in the city. That's cool. Yeah, I mean, good luck. It can be kind of wild around here, but I mean, you can use the information desk if you need any help, like directions or getting in. They they're pretty helpful, and it's free. Don't worry. Like, I think the city rail is also free. You can use that without too much trouble, and they just seem to be politely like trying to help you. But this is just two teenagers that are kind of nervously now standing there talking to a stranger.
approach them, and then hearing about the information desk, he just turns to the information desk and starts walking there.
Okay, so you're going to the info desk.
Yes.
Yeah, so it should show up there. As you see this, say, "Welcome to the Horizon Mall. How can I be of service?"
Looking for the exit. Very confusing here.
I'm sorry to, sir. We have got many different stores and places that you could visit. Where could I direct you?
The exit. I just need to a quick breather before going back in.
Of course, the exit to the street markets is right here. Otherwise, you could find your way to the elevators, and it points right across closer to where you came in, to travel to the helipad levels and get a nice view of the city.
Thank you. I'll go back to the group.
What's an elevator?
No idea, but let's go that way. And I point to the where I was told.
Perhaps it's related to an escalator.
Big head.
So, no, like, come and ask it quickly. Sorry, what's an elevator?
Otherwise known as a lift.
That's not very helpful, but thank you. Have a nice day. And she bows and goes.
You see this sort of holographic robot sort of bow to you as well and say, "Thank you. Have a nice day."
Okay,
And
this is definitely a world that Sakura has programmed. The robots bow back to you. Wow.
yeah, you see someone else walk up to it, and it goes, "Ohio, how can I help you?" And is just at this point, even though it's probably nighttime, everything greets you with "Good morning" here. As everyone, okay, so you're heading to the elevators then?
It's going to be an ordeal to figure this out, but yes.
Yeah, you guys approach a large glass tube leading up into the roof, like into the ceiling. And as you peer into the glass, it seems to just descend way back down into the train station below you. It seems to go on like for a fair distance. And
Sakura,
you'll see a button on the side. You'll see just a arrow pointing up and an arrow pointing down.
The info
Sakura
was told to go here or
and says, "Sumimasen, how do we use you?"
June just presses a button.
Yeah, and you'll see the actual platform down to your level. It looks like it's coming right at you for a second, and then stops. The doors open, and you hear a ding as the doors open, and I think June may have already jumped in. But
That is going to
I think let's
kill.
go in one by one, guys. And June
That's-
hops on and pushes the random the button she's supposed to press.
That thing's trying to
Very
kill
good.
someone.
so is June going up
June-
alone first?
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys all just see June go up into the air, just into the ceiling.
You see her
She's been
looking
eaten
down
by the
on,
gods.
pressing her face against the glass, looking down at you guys, is like, what have I done? What have I done? What have I done?
Let me confirm then, seeing as she left without us. Hey, there you go. Come on.
Yeah, no, it's all right. No, did you come back down?
Yeah, I did come back down, but now I'm stuck in a wall, it seems. It's just, she's... Nope.
Okay, well, it's all right. We'll say that Sakura presses the button after, like, she just presses the same button that June pressed, and it'll come back down. I don't know, is June still in it when it comes back down?
Yeah,
Probably not.
Been very, she wouldn't know if she should get out or not, and then she'd go back down.
Okay, yeah, so she's still in it, just like maybe enjoying the ride, because it was pretty quick the way it launched you up there. But we'll say at this point you're aware that it is safe enough to step into it. Didn't eat June.
Maybe June was replaced by someone that looked like June.
Oy.
It's a cloning machine.
Please.
Yeah,
No! No!
all I'm hearing is a reason to punch June. Oh.
Well, now we have an excuse to kill it because then she'll just come back.
June pretends not to hear that.
Sure you wouldn't. Oh, fuck.
Guys, how high are we?
Elias, are you on the map?
No,
Nope.
I didn't take it. Now I am.
And Australia?
Nope.
Okay, cool. Everyone should be.
Peering over the edge, Elias
So he
is just
just
like,
steps on top
this
of
is a
Jerry.
hologram. I will prove so. Jumps. No,
Oh gosh.
I'm not doing that.
Nope, you're being pushed.
Misty Step. I can do that now. Fuck you.
Sound us, Bill.
Misty
Oh,
Step
I didn't
again.
really want to do that, Elias.
Featherfall?
Okay, I'll just stab you. Counter spell that, fucker.
Immune to step.
Melee spell attack.
I demand
Knife.
an opposing skill check.
What are the chances I can see the bar from up here?
You can give me a perception check. Sure.
And this place is amazing. Everything's so big here.
Yeah, we'll
I
say
got a
as you
15.
guys step out into this space, that you'll definitely suddenly get this fresh air that you've not had in a while, but it smells weird. There's something very weird about the smell around here, and the air just feels heavy for some reason. But as you step out, the wind is blowing, and you are like in the clouds. This is like being on top of a mountain as you step out and you see the cityscape below you that just seems to go on forever. I will actually I'll drop an image of what this looks like in a second. But yeah, what's everyone doing as you walk out here onto this total cyberpunk helipad?
June
Yeah,
is
I got
like
a 15 to
uncomfortably
see
close to
You got a 15. Okay, yeah. So Jerry, you're not even sure what the hell a bar would look like. You don't know what a bike is. You just see like this entire city of skyscrapers and buildings that just look like they've been copy pasted over and over and over. Like uh, there are more buildings in whatever city you are standing in now than you've ever seen, even like in the capital. Um, this is there's no way you're gonna be able to see it from up there.
Yeah, I
Elias,
don't think we're in the right place, guys.
Elias would be able to deduce that because it has bi in the name, it means two things. And he looks at all the vehicles and sees two wheels, so he deduces every vehicle is a bike.
You actually see 3 hovercraft come flying past you.
Fuck!
These like flying craft as you're looking over, and they kind of come out of nowhere. You don't even see them coming. But what is on the ground, you also see 4-wheeled vehicles down there, and
I'd only see two from like one perspective though.
oh yeah, you would. You can probably see some bikes down there as well. But there's a lot of vehicles down there.
But
There's
they all
like
look
traffic.
like they have two wheels to me. I can only see two wheels on each one.
Oh, what? Just because of the perspective?
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
okay,
this
fair
just
enough.
thinks everything is a bike. Just every vehicle is a bike.
Yes.
Like, oh, I rode on a plane today. You mean a bike?
I flew over from Africa on a plane. Actually, like biplanes or just like the smaller planes that has only 3 wheels. It's like I piloted my first plane today. I'm quite proud of that. You mean tricycle? Oh, what? What the fuck?
Ah, that's one of
Oh,
the
that's a
magic.
tree.
You see
I
way off
thought-
in the distance, you see a massive tree that it seems to be at the center of the city and seems to be actually above the skyscrapers with its roots leading all the way down. And you can see now from underneath you these like train tracks that these rails that go throughout the city. You're not entirely sure what they are at first, and then you see one of those trains actually like zipping across them. The thing's moving like a bullet train. It's one of the fastest creatures you've ever seen.
Don't you mean a bike?
Yeah, I mean, at this point, I think trains are still a bit of a strange concept for everyone. So bike,
Yeah.
train,
I mean,
what's the difference?
when it comes to trains, like you wouldn't even see the wheels. You'd just think it's like a huge slug thing.
Just a worm?
Massive benevolent worm transporting people.
And Jun is looking around and sees a giant tree and just looks to Sakura and says, "Hey, I think I found your dad."
Is it a cherry blossom tree?
At this point, through all the lights and things, it looks like it's like glowing blue. But it could be. It looks more
Oh,
like
it
a bonsai from this angle, but um, you'd you'd actually have to go and stand underneath it to be able to tell what color it is. There are so many
Okay.
colors from what you can see here. There's like things keep flashing pink and blue, and like it's going mad.
Ooh,
So yeah,
She's
I'll
kind of
say you
fond
can't
of
tell
it.
if
now.
it's cherry blossom.
She's like, when did he become blue?
You must be sad about something, that's all.
Well, we'll go cheer him up a bit later. And she waves at the tree from like the top. She's like, "Hi, Dad."
What a single like tiny branch waves back, but you can't see it.
Actually, Sakura, for the first time possibly in your life, you don't feel something. As you try and do that, there's something definitely missing. If you bear in mind you've grown up and spent most of the campaign around the Sakura forest, and that there is some feeling you get from that is decidedly gone where you are standing. Like
I
the
kind of feel like
underneath,
he's not
everything
there.
feels metal, and you can't feel the earth. It feels horrible. And as you're trying to figure out what is wrong, you will notice that there is only one sun in the sky, and it is half eclipsed.
Is this like a separate planet?
You do see there are two moons currently in the sky, and one of them has got a ring around it.
How did an entire fucking star disappear in 800 years?
I don't know. Not us, but characters of ours managed to destroy a moon. So you never know.
If you destroyed a star, nothing would be left.
Mm.
Yeah, Elias, you're not you're not far off with the logic there, but there are also times in Kiga where you can't see both suns at the same time always because of the orbital
Oh.
pattern, and there is a half eclipse over it. So you think maybe the suns are like behind each other, but that doesn't make sense as to that means you're at a very strange point in orbit. But I also don't think Elias would know that much about the orbit of the planet. That's not exactly common knowledge.
I'm not an astronomer.
Sakura would probably know this because it's like related to time.
Nerd.
Well, yeah, she is a nerd, so I should know it.
Yeah, I
Does
think
this still
actually
feel like Kiga?
any of you that were in the air, the Alfolk Observatory, you would have some basic understanding of the cosmos because they were showing you guys stuff through the telescope and those things. And from what they explained, you'd have a slight understanding, but it's more like mythology than actual science.
Does it still
And
kind of feel like Kiga, or does it feel like a different place?
yeah, I mean it feels like very different, but there are sort of cultural similarities. You've seen a lot of like the same language and that used maybe a little bit differently, but yeah, this is Kiga in the distant future. But yeah, you couldn't honestly be sure. You could be on a different plane for the. But as from what you understand from what the kitsune said, you guys have traveled to the year 1353.
Guys, I think we're supposed to go down, not up.
Hey Elias, how much time do you still have left?
What, like until I die? Until I have to eat?
Do
Or...
we have to be at the station?
Yeah.
Ah. I didn't check what time we left.
Yeah, I'll say at this point, after standing up here and like getting a good look, you've probably got about an hour left.
Enough time.
I was looking for like
lead the way.
a GIF for like, and this came up.
What? Is that Chuck E. Cheese?
I don't know.
Okay, no spoilers, Sakura. Come on, what do you think you're gonna find in the Viper Bar?
Chuck E. Cheese.
Okay, so you guys will see the elevator that you came up in. There is another elevator that seems to go to a different level, but there is also the one that goes back all the way down to the train station again. So it's up to you guys where you go next. It looks like Elias is going for the penthouse elevator, is what you see written above it.
Like in YOLO, bro.
Penthouse. I don't think that's the ground.
Let's see. Penthouse.
Tucker wants to just like peek inside quickly.
It's
Yeah,
an
wait, no,
elevator, so
she'll
peeking
go,
inside.
she'll go through like quickly and then come back. She's interested to see what a penthouse is.
Penthouse. That sounds interesting. That's how Elias was left alone. And we came back to the what's called the rooftop and found him murdered. Now we have to find out who murdered him.
Sus.
Again, spoilers.
Well, I guess we go down this
You didn't talk about it with me.
Okay, so wait, where are we? Oh my god. Every time you guys go through one of these things, it asks me if I want to change your token, and I have to close them.
I'm
Back
stuck
on
in
the
the
helipad.
Hey, look, another door.
Well, I can tell you one thing.
What is this?
No longer going to the bar.
Wait, where the fuck? I ended up back in the station.
I'm going to find my way down.
Go back there.
I mean, like,
There. Oh, there's two of me.
Shit. Okay, you guys are going to be walking onto maps that I haven't put tokens down on yet, so let's just hold on for a second and try to regroup, because I think you've all gotten into this. Is like I see the camera panning over the shopping mall and all the elevators, and we just see all of you in different ones. Like you see each other crossing as one of you is going down one and the other up, and everyone's just going in opposite
Like
directions.
Scooby-Doo chase.
Yeah, it's like exactly the Scooby Doo. Like you see, Sakura walks out onto one platform and is like trying to find everyone else. Looks over the balcony, and 3 floors down, June has just walked out there, and Elias is on the floor between in the elevator, and it's like he's accidentally pressed the stop button, and now someone's coming to. Oh, It's a whole thing. Everyone's all over the place. But for, for the sake of time, let's. Can we decide where everyone's going to end up? Where are you trying to go?
Outside or to the bar?
Sakura wants to see what a penthouse is. She's getting a bit
she's also doing
lost.
that. She wants to
No.
know why the house is annoyed.
Yeah, I can't even see where Sakura went on the maps. So, are you in the penthouse?
You see,
Lobby?
Sky
So it's like a
Tower.
secretary room.
No. We aren't on the Sky Tower helipad.
We are at
We are
the
in the
Corp
core
lobby.
Yeah.
That's
Oh, okay, you're in the lobby to the. Okay. So, all right. I'll hold on. I'll get myself to the lobby.
I'm at the shopping mall.
If you go up the staircase to the left, like to the door we went out, you go up the staircase to the left, you go up the elevator that gets to the core lobby.
Also, Elias, if you go up the escalators in the mall, you'll get to the same lobby.
Well, I'm kind of trapped because there's two of me here, and they won't let me face the wall.
Okay, well, you
Kind
guys,
of
that's just a cosplayer. Don't question it.
He's
as-
affecting my movements from over there. That's
man, like,
voodoo.
come on, man. Like, I'm used to like
Oh.
having to control two players.
That's
Well, the grid
you.
is way off on this one, guys. Sorry. I just noticed how massive you guys are compared to the the chairs and everything. This is a gnomish corporation that works here, or no, it's dwarvish. Sorry, that they of course are right above the train station. Once
Elias, how
Huzzah.
did you flit past us all so quickly?
he comes out the other door, you guys come out the elevator. Lance comes out the door.
Wait,
Oh,
what's
okay.
through that door?
I kind of blanked out for a second. I think I had a stroke, but
It goes back to the mall that you just walked up the escalators and through a door into this lobby where you saw everyone else that has come out the elevators. And there is a receptionist sitting at the desk, but they seem to be asleep on the desk. Other
Okay,
than
so
that, this lobby seems quiet and empty at the moment.
Is
how
this
do
what
I
it's in
exit this
business?
godforsaken place?
Can enter, but never leave.
Alright, fuck it. I'm
Okay,
gonna
there.
look around for an exit sign.
This is where you've been this whole time.
You'd think that a penthouse might have like a 5-walled room in it. It's like a penthouse.
The-
Five. This just looks like a normal room to me.
So
That's the worst
there was
joke
another
you've made.
elevator that goes up to the penthouse. Sorry,
Oh.
this is just the lobby.
Yes, Sakura wants to find the penthouse. She wants to see if it's like a 5-sided room.
Hey guys, I think the penthouse is over here. We have to go up this elevator over here.
No, which one?
The one on the left?
No, that
The
one
one
goes
on the
back
right.
to the lobby. Back to the yeah. We're going the one on the right.
Ooh. Okay, we're back here now. And we go back now. Okay.
Penthouse office.
I think we should probably go and try and find that bar now.
So is this the penthouse?
Or not.
Once again, she's just very disappointed to see that it doesn't have 5 walls. Why would they call it a penthouse if it doesn't have 5?
We
Is
found
this
the
not a penthouse?
You, hang on. God, sorry. The walls. There's supposed to be a door right up, to your left as you walk in here, Sakura. You'll see that you're just standing in a tiny little room. And there's a reception desk there as well, where there is actually someone sitting behind it. I just, sorry, hadn't put the tokens down in here yet. But I'll put them down as I'm speaking, as they'll look up and they'll just say, hello, how can I help you? Do you have an appointment?
Hi, we're looking for the penthouse.
Yes, this is the penthouse office. May I ask what business you have?
We are inspectors.
Inspection.
Are we on the same brainwave right now? We are
Yep.
inspectors here to inspect the penthouses.
You look like
Give me a persuasion check with disadvantage,
because
as
we look
you
like
are.
cosplayers.
Yeah, and also you're a child. It's like these teenagers coming in cosplay and like, we're here to invest. Like,
Yeah, you'll see when when June has a spot to actually just when she's looking the other way, she transforms herself into she has a nice business suit, nice taken back hair. Yeah, she looks
What,
very
me?
businessy now.
It's bring your kid to work day.
Yes, indeed.
I am her kid. Yes.
yeah. So this person just. What was the check?
24.
24. Okay. It goes in. Uh. Okay. Is this? And then just looks you up and down, and then looks behind you and sees Australian Elias. Says, "Oh, getting into the spirit of things, I see. Oh, all right then. The boss won't be back for another 20 minutes or so, but I suppose you're welcome to look around." And he will go over to the door and open it up. And I think because I set this one up wrong, I will move you in.
Okay. Oh, she counts the
Beautiful.
walls.
Okay, there's no door there where you guys are walking. You just, everyone just happened to walk there, and then I moved you into the next room. So just it's like trying to, I'm chasing your tokens. Okay, yeah. So you walk into this very sort of corporate office space, and it seems like there is no one here at the moment. But there you see there's a bar off to the side. There is a large gold uh, lion statue that is just like looking down at you. A couple of pictures on the walls, some things in glass cases that seem precious here. But yeah, what are you guys doing as you enter this space? And Seto, are you with them? You haven't been walking through the elevators, so I don't know if you're sticking with everyone.
I'm sticking with everybody behind, but every time I try to walk, it just nothing happens. So I've
Okay.
been following the stream with everybody just to see what they're seeing.
Okay, now I'll put your token down. Just everyone else's token gets put down automatically when they walk through. I didn't know you were having an issue. But yeah, we'll say
Sometimes it
everyone
doesn't,
is here.
doesn't.
And then he'll just sort of say, "All right, I'll be outside if you need anything." He'll go and sit back at his desk.
Alright, guys, what are we stealing?
Jesus Christ.
Who is that?
I wonder who this place belongs to. But once again, she is very disappointed to find out it doesn't have 5 walls. Very sad.
June's
It
looking
doesn't
at
have
you.
5 walls. Can we leave now?
Hmm?
It doesn't have 5 walls like you wished. Can we leave now? We have less than an hour to find the armor piece.
At this point, I'm considering just going out to the helipad and fucking jumping off and using Geisha's form just to get to the ground floor.
Yeah, June is currently looking at this thing, whatever this is.
It's just a vase.
Yeah, look, it's secured. It must be valuable or something.
That one is not a vase. That is a jade totem. You can see it's sort of a carved jade rock that it seems like it's got a samurai helm on it, the way it has been carved.
Sakura wants to see what this thing is.
Yeah, you see this glowing screen, and on it there is a little picture of a rectangular box, and above it says enter password.
She enters password.
How does Sakura enter password? What does that mean to her?
She says password.
You'll see a little blinking light on the edge of this monitor, but nothing happens.
She looks very confused.
You can give me an investigation check.
Cannot actually get below 20 for investigation now.
No, you can't.
Yeah, with that you find a mouse and keyboard, and you open a couple of the drawers. Well, you try to, but they are locked. But as you sort of pick up the mouse, you see a little pointer appear on the screen, and with a 29, you pretty quickly figure out how a mouse works. And though it doesn't seem to do anything, you just seem to be able to click on a button and make it say incorrect password.
Okay.
It seems like Seto discovered the lifts. Was that working for you? I just got
it worked,
Okay,
but
cool.
there were two of me there, so I was like, what the hell is going on?
Yeah, because I've put down separate tokens, it keeps one. So there's always going to be, if you didn't walk through the lift before, it was a cosplayer. As you'll also realize, Sakura, that the keyboard has got letters on it, and you'll pretty quickly realize, oh yeah, this is like one of those riddles in a dungeon or something. It's asking for a password. This must be some kind of puzzle.
She tries to figure it out. She sits on the chair and it's a piece of paper with a hint on it. Anywhere.
There's a couple of papers on the desk that you start looking through, and they are all it's just numbers and all kinds of expressions that you don't really understand. Most of it just seems like gibberish. It doesn't make any sense. You're not able to make any sense of or find any password in these papers. No.
She tries just typing in password because it said enter password. So she's being a smartass and entering password.
Unfortunately, the person who owns this computer is not as much of a smartass, and that is not. It still says incorrect password. 3 attempts left.
Oh, fuck.
What is everyone else doing?
Jun's secret door, secret door detective's going off with this weirdly shaped bookcase from the looks of it. She's going to start pulling books out and putting them back in, pulling different books out and putting them back in to see if it opens up.
Oh, I didn't even realize it had the bookcase facade. on it. No, yeah, you very quickly realize that there's like steel behind the bookshelf, and that this is most definitely a secret door. But not only that, it seems like the sort of box that you're looking at is like some kind of a safe, maybe. Like there's probably some valuables behind this bookcase, but as you start pulling them, it doesn't seem to be activated by the books. It seems like the trigger for this is elsewhere.
Ooh.
That's what June's doing so long. What's everybody else doing?
Can I suggest trying the gold lion statue to see if there's like a hidden level or something there?
Which statue?
At the south, golden lion statue.
Ooh, there you go.
Big golden lion statue over here.
Yeah, she tries and she looks around there, looks for any buttons or anything like that. Is very careful not to trigger an alarm or anything, or any traps in this case.
Okay, you can give me an investigation check to start looking around. What's everyone else doing at the same time?
Yeah, Estrella will.
For them to finish.
Estrella will have used the mage chain, grab one of the bottles from the counter, and then try to pour some into a cup and smell to see if like they smell like that, and not try to drink it.
Yeah, you find a whole array of sake, brandy. There's vodka. There's a bottle of rum. It's up to you which one you pick, but whichever one you pick, it is delicious. It is some of the finest booze. This is definitely some good stuff.
So it seems we take.
Sakura is who this penthouse belongs to, like whose place we're in.
Sure, you can give me another investigation as you're sort of looking over the papers and things on the desk.
Pretty solid.
Yeah, you will see that on the papers there is a similar A symbol to the one that you saw in the window outside, but this one says A and A. Like A ampersand A, like D&D. With a 34 though. Sorry, I've missed that. Holy. Okay. So with the 34, yeah, you also managed to find the same company referenced as sorry, where is it? Yeah, it says Arkoth and Abershaw, Arkoth and Abershaw Industries. No, sorry, not Abershaw. Alder, Arkoth and Alder is the name of this company.
Wonder who.
Hey Elias, do you know anyone named Arkoth? So I think whoever lives here, this might be your company, Arkoth and Alder Industries.
So, would I?
With that history check, you have heard the name Arkoth as the Dwarf King in Bazir, but you don't know anyone like that.
I don't think it's anyone I'd feasibly be in contact with. No.
Sakura, with that 34, you will also find, as you rummaging through all these papers, you'll find on the underside of the desk, you'll find what feels like a button.
Ooh, she presses
Oh no.
June, as you're like looking into this, you're trying to find buttons on this lion. You hear the sound of like metal moving against metal, and Estrella, as you you're just about to walk away with your bottle of rum, the sort of book. Well, is it? No, this is a bar. this this entire cabinet just slides into the wall, revealing a soldier sitting on the other side at a desk watching security cameras that are all watching you. And as the door opens, he just stands up and puts his hand on his rifle and he goes, "You know, we've got that all on tape. I know you're stealing the booze." And he's just looking at you, Estrella.
Nope, I wasn't planning on
Sakura looks
stealing
at
it.
June.
I was merely ensuring that others wouldn't steal it.
Sakura looks at June and says, "I found it."
June begins casually whistling as she's just observing the statue.
Oh,
Yeah,
wait, no, not that. Okay, not the right. Okay. Dang it.
you'll see this guy just step out and say, "I think it's time for you kids to leave. Maybe don't bring your kids to work anymore, Mr. Elder." And just looks at you, Elias, and perhaps not to the wrong offices again. You know what happened last time.
Yes, I was. Well, I'm ashamed enough myself. You don't have to pile it on.
Oh no, I didn't mean any offense. You get new skin cybernetics or something? You look good. I mean, the eye repair seems perfect. And he's just like peering in at you closely.
Yeah, I'm trying new things out. It's unstable for now, so I don't know how long it's going to last, but
I guess you could say he looks 800 years younger.
Well, I wouldn't say that. But what? I mean, what is this? Are you all here for the expo? I suppose.
sort of. Well, our main reason for being here is because we just have some business with some security forces, and well, that's really it. This was just a mistake.
Well, I'll let the boss know that you were here, but I think he wouldn't take too kindly to you drinking his booze and trying to get into his computer. And he just like looks over Estrella's shoulder at you, Sakura. Like, you just see these sort of this pink glow in his like you're expecting eyes, but there are just the helmet that he is wearing seems to have all of these lights on it. And as he just looks back at you, says, "But I will let the boss know that you were here."
Just nod my head.
She smiles and winks. Smile, wink, smile.
The second he turns around, he just like hears a huge fucking slap. He looks back and just sees Australia like killed over.
Yeah, I mean, he's gonna sort of stand there and wait for you to leave, but as he will put his gun back down as he realizes that you're not a threat, and then as he just hears a slap, he turns around and wonders if he should be putting it back down. Is everything all right over there?
Yep, just some discipline.
Be careful with that, sir. HR will take you down. I mean, I know you own the company and everything, but still, you can't just be. And he just like puts his hands up, like, oh, I don't know if I want to be part of this whole fucking Me Too thing that's about to happen.
No worries. My friend and I go ways back. She wouldn't hold it against me.
She goes, oh, I don't know, sir. I've read some things that may disagree with that. But I know you're old school. I get it. It's just still, it's kind of fucked up, sir. I'm not gonna lie. It's, but anyway, look, I don't want to lose my job or anything. You carry. Oh, fuck.
Of course.
Good luck, sir. And he just clicks a button and the door closes.
Let's try and put it fucking back.
Not gonna lie, I'm wondering how Elias is still alive after 800 years.
Cybernetics. He said it himself.
Magic.
But then what about the rest of them? Why aren't they alive?
Lamont.
Speaking of which, as this, you will realize that it's now, you're about half an hour late for the train.
Oh shit.
I will say, well, I'll be a little bit more because the way this time actually works. But it is, you are running late. You're not entirely sure exactly when the train was supposed to arrive, but it's been an extra 20 to 30 minutes after you thought you were supposed to be there at first. So is everyone
Yeah.
heading back?
Yes.
Okay,
Yep.
Well, here, you know how to actually use the elevators now, so let's see if you can navigate your way.
Ah, you mean back to the train station? This door, then through that door, and
There's actually a shorter way.
there is a short. The magic of memory.
This one.
Ah, shit. Shit.
What now?
Fuck.
Did you get lost?
No. I pressed too many buttons. And, also I forgot there's two of me. Oh, never mind.
Holy shit.
Okay, we will assume everyone is back in the train station here, as I'm not sure which tokens are down and whose way, but yeah, I think we're just missing. What? Where the fuck did everyone's tokens go?
Two of mine.
I don't have mine.
Okay, so we're going. Wait 1 second.
I like to imagine like life in the future is like currently looking at his watch and just thinking, I was just here.
Wait, what do you mean?
Like the Elias in this future, like 800 years old, would remember he's been here as like as me right now.
Oh, maybe you don't. I mean, that's something to investigate how time travel works, but yeah, logically that if you did this in the past, your future self would remember doing it.
Good times. Anyway, where's my fucking report?
So we all going to the Steam Train platform. I assume that's where everyone's. So I'll just move us all over there for sake of brevity, and then put everyone down. Was there anything anyone else wanted to do along the way, as I'm putting all your tokens down and whatnot?
No.
Not really.
Okay, it's just lagging out a little bit. One sec. There we go. Okay, should all be down there. As you will see as you walk down this massive metal monstrosity in front of you, one of these metal tube worm things, as the steam train sits before you, and you'll see Satoshi said, like, lean out and just wave to you guys as you arrive. She goes, "Hey, we already got a cabin. Come on!" And we'll open a door onto this steam train. Yeah, just where Elias is now. It's perfect. So, is everyone getting on board? Or
Yep.
all right. In that case, yeah. I mean, there was going to be combat this session, but I have not. We'll get there next time, because it's already a bit late. I mean, not that there would have been combat right there. I just mean I haven't actually prepped all the things on all the maps properly, but for next time I will. However, this is where we're moving to, and I'll put you all down as the train lurches forward and leaves the station.
We are actually moving. What the fuck?
What the fuck?
This is either
Oh, it's loud.
it's either GIF or it's yeah, whatever it's called.
Okay. Oh my god.
That's fine.
Yeah, did that help a bit?
Oh, I did it myself. It's good.
Sorry, I forgot to check how volume was going to work. But yes, we'll say at this point, God, I can't quite fit everyone in one carriage. You guys are not like hanging out the side there. Seto, you've been sort of trying to hide yourself a lot of this time. Are you getting into the same car as them?
Why don't we split the party between?
Let's just close our eyes for like 5 seconds and let Seto move, and we just find him somewhere.
Well, I mean, I've moved you outside the car, so you can find another one. But we'll say everyone else got into the one where Satoshi was. I'm going to put it.
Can we just say that Seto isn't on top of the train? Just place his claws because he's the first time and he's fucking scared because he doesn't know what the fuck is going on. But he's like here, like down there, leaning and trying to listen to conversation through the window. Just fucking security cat.
Yeah, well, I'll put you over there so you can you, you get the feeling. But yeah, we'll say you kind of climb up on top as it is still just sitting there, and you're quite easily able to like listen into the room, and then suddenly this entire thing starts to lurch forward and start pulling you down the tracks. And it's now that you're quite grateful you weren't on one of the other ones that you saw from the rooftops, because this one doesn't seem to go quite as fast as that one. However, you are now taken on quite the journey, and yeah, Ty is here as well. But yeah, you all get into one of these little cars, and he goes, "Oh well, it is quite cramped in here. I did get us two. Figured it might be. So the one next door you can use as well. Oh, not if I. But he will be sitting in this one here."
Yeah, Sakura has some questions for him that she'll ask telepathically. She'll kind of just get straight to the point and be like, "So that's my daughter? I have a daughter."
She's also in the cart with you, but you are
No.
yeah. So you
that's-
said you're saying it telepathically, yeah. Okay, sorry, I'm just trying to put everyone down. He will say, "Yes, I think you'll probably be able to explain this better yourself." He says this as well telepathically, sorry. But he says, "She is, well, as far as I understand it, she is your daughter. But I think there is a little more to it than that." And she is currently going, "Right, guys, how cool is this? Like, I love this train." And she's just like sticking her head out the window. She doesn't seem to notice you, Seto, but you do have to sort of duck your head back as she's like hanging out of the train, and she seems very excited.
Sakura agrees with her before moving on to the second question. When we were back in our time and you saw Seto, you looked. I don't know how to describe your expression, but what was the meaning of said expression?
I was not expecting to find him there, Empress. He was not in the image that I used, and to be honest, I thought that he had died even before then. But if I mean, I must admit, I think I may have gone back a little further than I had meant to. You seem a little young, but I've heard the stories, and of course I've met you as a girl before, but that was different because you went back in time, and then and he just like you start hearing his telepathic message start to get really convoluted as there's too many thoughts crossing over. You can't really understand what he's saying.
Shit. So he dies?
Like I said, ma'am, it is probably better if you don't know those kinds of things. Just knowing can. You should speak to the Emperor. She will explain things much better than I can. But yes, I think it is fair to assume that most of you have died after 800 years.
How
It is
did
a natural
Paul stay alive then? Because I heard we went exploring and found a penthouse which surprisingly does not have 5 walls, despite the name penthouse. But anyway, it sounds like he's still alive. Someone just talked to him as if it was just completely normal to see him. And he's a human. Shouldn't he be dead after 800 years?
The Mr. Elder that runs the corporation. I don't believe that is the original. I could be mistaken, though. There is a lot of controversy surrounding his business. Perhaps best not to get too involved with that with the actual Mr. Elias here. And he just like subtly nods towards you, Elias. Not subtle enough, you totally notice it, but they are still speaking telepathically at this point. So, what are the rest of you doing, or are you just nerding out about trains with the kid?
Jerry's angry, so he'll go to the other room and calm down there.
June is currently nodding off in her chair right now.
Seto, you see Spike's head poke out the other window and he hangs his tongue out. Like, this is the first time Spike's ever gotten to be a passenger in a moving vehicle like this that's not actually in the air. He seems to be enjoying.
Makes one of us.
Yeah. Meanwhile, you on top of the train, I actually would like you to give me either an acrobatics or an athletics check to just hang on as you're just like train surfing and the wind is just like blasting you in the face. But it is not just wind, it is all the steam and smoke coming out of the engine of this train. You're right next to the engine room and it's just blinding up there. Yeah, so you're coughing and spluttering, but you're managing to hang on. It's not it's not too difficult to actually stay up here and not fall off, but it is not pleasant. So yeah, you guys are here on board the train, and yeah, you can sort of hear that there are some other people on this train, but there's nothing too exciting going on. Everyone seems to be sort of keeping to themselves as you guys are sat here in this train car. Satoshi starts asking you guys questions as well, and like um she starts asking you, Sakura, sort of interrupting your telepathic conversation as she just starts going, oh, we should be able to see the tea house soon if you look out the window, but where are you guys, like, where do you go to school? I mean, are you from around here? You said the countryside for you, right?
Parker doesn't know how to answer these. I went to a scholar school. Yes.
Aren't all schools for scholars? I mean, isn't that the... And she just thinks about that for a second and she goes, oh, but like one of the old ones.
Yes.
Oh, cool. And you guys? She points at everyone other than Elias here, who she assumes is not in school.
June is currently nodding off in her chair right now.
Hello. Well, could
She goes, cool. And so you... So wait, I mean, I didn't really ask. You guys are I mean, did you win the competition already? I thought that was only on like tomorrow. Or oh, there was the one this afternoon, but I mean, and she's just looking at Kiba, and he says, yes, we thought it would be a good idea to show your mother some of the more talented submissions to the cosplay competition this year. And he just nervously like sits there hoping she doesn't question it too much. Everyone else.
Sakura decides to go with a different approach. Why do you go to school?
Oh, I study with Mr. Kiba. We we just study at the castle. I don't get to actually go and study in the city, but to be honest, I kind of prefer it.
How come? Why don't you get to study in the city?
Well, Mom says that I'll just get stupid if I go there.
Future Sakura sounds like such a savage. It's like, Mom, why can't I go to the city? You'll be stupid.
Yeah, she prefers to homeschool me. She says like, I mean, she's a genius and everything, so I guess it's cool. But you know, I've still got friends and things.
Oh,
But
that's
I
good.
mean, most of the kids are training for like Titan piloting, so it's a bit of a different schooling system, you know.
Oh, what are you training for?
Oh well, I'm learning to to be a technomancer. Hopefully one day. Hybrid technology is really fascinating to me, and I've I've got some little tricks of mine.
I'm sure if it's your dream, you'll make it come true. What are your friends like?
Oh, kind of like Mr. Kiba, like the ones in the Royal Guard. The other ones, I don't know. They're kind of boring. I mean, they can pilot Titans and things, but it's they've got to all be so centered and all balanced, and it's a lot.
Sakura telepathically remarks to Mr. Kiba that I see she's inherited my blatancy.
He just like slowly nods, like he's not sure whether or not he should agree on that.
But basically, Sakura's just having a conversation with her, trying to sort of, I guess, bond with her future daughter that she's going to have in 800 years.
Yeah, she seems to think she's found a new friend as well. What's everyone else doing in class? I mean, June is dozing off. Sorry, Lies.
So just mulling over the details. Thinking about being alive for 800 fucking years.
Cool. So yeah, Eli's just trying to map out how the fuck any of this happened. Yeah, you'll probably have to do some more investigation into that, but you can now see on the horizon that you are getting closer to you are now outside of the city and in the countryside, and it looks a lot more familiar as you're just going past forests and like farmlands and things, and you can see in the distance that there is a castle that looks similar to the castles that you are used to, but not one that you actually recognize.
Oh yeah, Sakura would also just like to ask him telepathically. We went up to the roof, and there was a tree, but I don't think it was my dad. Is he still doing well? still alive.
I really, ma'am, you would be so disappointed in me if I were to actually give you all of these answers. I'm sorry to, but no, that is not your father.
Just like
At this point, you guys pull into a small station outside the tea house. As you arrive,
Pretty.
yeah, that's what you've been going through. And you arrive at the Emperor's estate.
I feel like it would be a bit weird if Sakura tried to speak to the trees here.
I mean, maybe as you guys are led inside. Sorry, there's not enough space on the path, but they are going to immediately just walk in through the door and towards the main house. As they enter, they take off their shoes and head in through the main door.
Yes,
I keep making these secret doors because I'm holding push to talk while I open them. And I can't move. And he just walks inside and is looking around sort of cautiously. And it doesn't seem like there's anyone in the building. She says, "Oh, she must be in the garden or something."
Sakura's just following him.
That's where I'm having some real lag issues, so I will move things around where they're supposed to be in a second. But yeah, he'll keep walking out onto the balcony. He seems to be looking for the Emperor. But you guys can move around as you please. Explore what you want. Satoshi seems to sit down at the table, and she just seems to be waiting.
Seto's gone on a mission. Seto, where are you going?
Find everything.
The coast is clear.
Can you hear the music? It's literally music for that.
I can get through this door. There you go.
Yeah, this as you guys are sort of checking this place out, it seems um, a lot more like home than anything else you've experienced in the last few hours. This is definitely old school architecture, what the kind of things you're used to. But Estrella, you will find her first as you see a woman standing underneath a sakura blossom tree, and she seems to have one hand on the tree and seems to be talking to it herself.
Okay, so that is nice.
Keeper's going, I'm not actually sure where she is. She might be anywhere around here. Emperor, I really shouldn't shout. And he's just quite nervously sort of pushes towards the gardens and then notices her there.
Straya's already there.
Yeah, Straya, what are you doing as you walk up behind her?
Placing a hand on her shoulder. But asking back to a time that was
And what's got you all nostalgic now? And she looks at you and goes, "Oh, wow, that's quite a look. I thought you were trying that whole other thing. I mean, yeah, it looks just like back then." And she doesn't seem too concerned that you're standing right.
Sakura kind of walks forward and is like, "Are you me?"
She she looks at the three of you as you're approaching, and Kiba sort of is walking up behind you, and she goes, "Oh, I guess so. That's so cool. That's a really good one. I have to say, I've seen some interesting cosplays, but usually they don't get it so right. Hi," and she just greets you all with a smile. She seems very friendly at this, and then Kiba walks up and says, "Emperor, I'm sorry, but these are not cosplays, man."
Sakura, I thought you said you were smart. It's taken a while for her to get it. For you to get it.
She looks at the tree that she was just talking to and asks, "Oh, is this Dad?"
As you say that, Sakura, you look up at the tree and you see the branches stop moving in the wind as time stops around you. To the rest of you, you don't even notice this, but time has frozen, and you just Sakura. It doesn't freeze for you, but you'll see the woman in front of you put her head in her hands and go, "Oh fuck, no! Why, you idiots? Why would you bring them here? They're children. Oh, you." And she's just like rubbing her temples, like, and just cursing, and like she seems quite upset by the fact that she's clearly just realized you are really who you just said you were. But Sakura, she hasn't noticed that you aren't frozen as well.
Oh wow, it seems we've picked up a bit of foul language.
Holy
Indeed.
shit! Okay, you ready, army? Cool. Okay, I guess this is pointless then. Wow, I've never. Hi. So you're.
Hi.
Wow, how old are you?
I'm 15. I'm almost 16 in 2 days.
You're not even a samurai yet. Are you?
No?
Holy shit! Why? What? I mean, did you? How did you? Did he get you, or did you come here on your own?
I don't recall. And let's roll a deception check with her horrible deception because she doesn't want to get the dude in trouble. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. Look, that's cute, but I can tell when I'm lying. Okay. So he brought you.
Maybe? Yeah.
I mean, look, that it has very different. I understand you think you're clever and everything, but really, there's a lot more to this whole time traveling thing than first makes sense. You guys are, and she just drops the spell, and time resumes for you all, and she seems, she's just standing. She doesn't look flustered or anything at this point, but she just says, "You all are not supposed to be here."
Oh, I mean, I don't know much about the timey-wimey funny stuff, but it's probably a bad idea that you and you are meeting each other.
Oh no, I've met many variations of myself, but I mean, not yet. How aren't you guys? You said 2 days. Aren't you guys supposed to be going to your Gambuku? Why the fuck would you come here?
Well, you
Oh.
said that you needed help from us. Or
Keep
from past us.
Yeah, Keeper sort of lowers his head and he says, "Yes, ma'am, it was my idea. I may have gone back too far, but you must understand." And she goes, "Oh no, I understand, Keeper. You saw something in the future. You thought it was." And he goes, "No, ma'am, I was there." He says, and she just says, "Enough. I've had enough of you. Just go. I will deal with you later." And he says, "But ma'am," and she says, "Kiba." He just goes, "Okay," and sort of he potters off back along the bridge. But you can see she is clearly frustrated. But it's like wanting to just talk to all of you, and she just says, "Well, it is it is good to see you all again. I won't lie, but and especially you, June. What do you look like at the moment?"
Oh yeah, if she's in her normal form like that, there you go.
She will look at you and say, "Well, that is definitely a form I haven't seen in a very long time. You have,
Ooh, I use a different form. Nice.
well, I don't know how nice it is. You're eating the sun," and she just points up at the sky. But anyway, look, that
Man, I'm back.
Where do you see yourself in 800 years? Yeah, I see myself being like a businessman, you know, eating the sun.
and then she turns to you, Estrella, and goes, "Wait, so you're not? Oh, you're not my Estrella. Oh, oh, hi." And she seems quite awkward now, like looking at the four of you. She has definitely not noticed Seto yet, but she's just looking at the four of you, like taking this in, and what a bad idea this was. She goes, "Well, I guess there's probably some things I should explain about time travel and why you should be going back immediately. I appreciate you wanting to help, but really, this is not the way to do it."
Sakura
With the
tries
same
to get-
existence. Couldn't.
No, not exactly. Come and see. I'll explain. And she starts moving towards the bridge as well. And she says, "I wasn't all that much older than you are now." Then she says to you, Sakura, "When Master Katsuya actually explained some of these things to me, but I suppose you haven't even met him yet."
Master Katsuya?
"Yeah, well, Master Kai, you haven't met anybody. At 15?
No. But Seto's here.
What?" She stops on the other side of the bridge and just turns around to stare at you.
She points at Seto, who is
Yeah,
hiding in the tree for some reason.
You can't point at me because you don't know where I am. Fuck you.
Yeah, you just
I'm
gesture.
hiding.
Oh, why?
You gesture towards the house and to the, like, you don't actually know where he is specifically, but
He's skulking around you somewhere. He's just hiding away because he's a little bitch.
she just looks around. Both of you give me a persuasion check.
Fucking nat one, come on. Oh fuck, he's a bard. He can't get a nat one.
I can give you.
Seto,
but
you can
I'll
give
you
me a
20
stealth
points.
check.
Come on, give me a net 20. For once. Fuck you, game. Fuck you, game. Fuck you. Wait, can I actually re-roll my? No, I can't re-roll my checks. Fuck. Fucking monk shit.
I just realized I rolled a deception or persuasion. Oh well. Actually, it's the same score, so it's fine.
Yeah, though I do love this that as Sakura is saying it, she's like, yeah, whatever. She's like, I guess, would I try and prank myself? But she just totally thinks it's a joke until you say that, June, and she like takes you seriously for a second and actually looks around into the tree line and into the bushes and things around here, and just sees this flash of like black fur as Seto, you sort of peeking out and looking directly at her as she turns and for a split second makes eye contact before you like duck behind, and then she's just standing staring at that tree, but sort of rubs her eyes as though she thinks that she just saw something, but she definitely full on made eye contact with you for a second.
Why does everyone look so surprised to see him?
Maybe there's a diverge in the timeline where he doesn't come out of egg form. Maybe he's still an egg. Hey, do you still have that egg? And I tell this to future Sakura.
No, she just seems like speechless for a second, like she's trying to figure out how to explain this to you, but she says, "Wait, is that really him?"
She nods.
Oh wow, okay. Um, well, come over here. I'll explain how it works. And she just like you see her eyes sort of go wide and just this 1,000-yard stare as she turns around and slowly carries on walking into the tree line and just
Sakura just calls out, "Wait! It seems you might have gotten us in a momentary stasis. We can't move.
uh,
Thank you."
my bad. She clicks.
Well. That's weird.
Why is that so hiding? Like, what the point of hiding behind a corner is lost to me. Like,
I mean, with the nap one, we know exactly where he is.
yeah. He's just like stealthily trying to follow us. And he thinks he's like a normal cat thinking he's invisible in plain sight, like my cat going under the carpet and thinking he's invisible, but like clearly there's a lump in the carpet. Like he's not made of paper.
Maybe he
The door
doesn't
next
want
to you.
to know about the future.
The door next to you slides open, and Satoshi walks out with a cup of tea in her hand, and she just goes, "Oh, hi." And she goes, "Did you find my mom?"
Bonus action, step of the wind, action, dash, run on the top of the fucking house. Just scurry up.
Can Jin listen out for his footsteps along the roof?
You can. I say that'll be contested by another stealth check, but you will easily be able to hear Satoshi going, "Oh, okay, bye." Where the
You son of a bitch. It was on a 15 and then it rolled to the 5, but damn it.
well, with Sato's stealth lately, might be enough.
Two.
No. At this point, you don't know where he's gone. You just hear Satoshi saying, but yeah, Seto, you are up hidden on the roof. Damn it, I've even got the variation of the map where we can see the roof, but
It's okay.
for now, you're just going to be peeking through this window.
Sure.
Okay, so, and, oh yeah, you guys are probably with. So, she will lead you over to a like small Zen garden. Basically, there's a lot more sand and stuff than actually I have on the map here, but where she brings you over to here by these rocks, she will pick up as she walks past a rake that is just leaning against the wall, and you can see it has got multiple prongs in it that she says, you see the flow of time, and she's still kind of distracted, but she starts to rake the sand, and as she does this, a small jug of water will float up into the air, just materializing itself as she seems to be doing this with magic, and pours a, it just pours a small stream of water into one of the grooves that she is currently making, and she carves this like S-shaped river into the Zen garden, and she says, "Time is like a river, and what you have done is basically broken that river," and she draws a direct line between two of the curves and explains that by doing that, you have essentially stopped the flow of time to my history, but to your future as well. And eventually, that flow will dry up completely and could be lost forever. It is, I mean, the details get a lot more complicated, but I find this is an easier way to visualize how it works. And she continues to make these patterns to try and explain. You can all give me intelligence saving throws or wisdom saving throws, your choice, to try and understand what she's explaining to you. But what are you guys all doing as that happens? You can sort of role play into your saving throws. Oh yeah, she explained it great. Stray is still having a little bit of trouble understanding what she means.
Oh, Jerry rolled a net one.
Oh, no.
What? Oh, I didn't. Yeah, no, Jerry. I feel like that tracks. How is Jerry reacting to this explanation of time travel with rivers and Zen gardens?
We have to go back now. All only thing I understand here is we have to go back now.
Yeah, I mean that's that's kind of a better understanding than I actually was expecting with the Nat one. So yeah, you're still figuring out like where that bar was and how to get there, but you do you will get the sense that you probably shouldn't stay here too long. But yeah, Jerry, you understand that it is an urgent thing. You got to get out of here now, or all of time's going to collapse in on itself. But the rest of you understand that it's just the staying here is probably not the most beneficial thing for timelines in terms of the history that has already been. For you guys, you're always sort of in the present. This is not, it's messing up your future in a way, but yeah, basically, as I explained it before. But yeah, she explains that each of these grooves is essentially like a different timeline. But in each of those is like a river in itself.
Okay, here's my question. Why were we brought to your timeline then? We're still kind of in the dark here. We were just told, hey, we need your help. And then we jumped through a portal and now we're here. We explored a bit, but now we're here.
The Royal
So-
Guards said they needed help against the Abashur gang.
Yes, so she starts to point out sort of on the little river that she's drawn, where she says, "Well, the keeper that brought you here, he's actually from 3 days from now. He came to me and he said that the Abershore gang was going to wake an old, well, one of Jerry's original titans in the middle of the city. He says that they destroy the city, essentially, that they've got something to stop a retaliation. I don't believe him. I think that we have got plenty of security measures, even if someone was to try and do something that stupid. We have got far more advanced titans on our side now. He is asking us to mobilize the Titan force, and I said that it was overkill, but he seems to have decided that actually bringing you here to deal with the situation is a better idea. I can't say he's a very smart kitsune. I mean, no offense, but honestly, I think he's made a mistake, and you should all be going back as soon as you can.
Okay, if you're a master of time and stuff, why don't you just jump 3 days in the future and see how bad it is?
Well, time is not exactly my main focus anymore. It's become a little bit difficult to slip through to things like that without getting lost between the planes. It's a whole thing. But there's, I mean, I could, and I have looked as much as I can. I don't believe that there is too much need for worry. From what I've seen, it's just a bunch of low-level street thugs trying to make a play for something they think is valuable. I'm sure our security will be able to handle it just fine. I will ask them to send some extra boots to the expo. But I'm not mobilizing the Titans. Those are for otherworldly threats. And honestly, the longer you're here, the more you know, the less of that history is likely to happen anyway. You know, if I tell you something's going to happen one way, just the knowledge of that is going to make you behave differently, and we could be changing everything right now. And I sure as hell did not come to the future when I was 15. So, as far as I can see it, we're already breaking things.
Then how do we get back?
Well, the way you came, I guess. How did you get here, actually? I mean, I know he brought you, but did you come here?
The portal opened while we were back in our time. We
Yeah, well,
went
we
through
didn't
it and
come
we
together.
came out of a shop at the train station or
Oh, okay. Well, yes, there are a couple of sort of nexus points that we can travel to. So I guess you'll have to leave from the travel agent, right?
hmm,
Oh, right. You probably don't even know what that is. The little mm, pictures of like holiday destinations everywhere. Was that the place?
that sounds right. Yes.
Right. Well, yes. That is one of my little supposedly. Well, I thought it was a secret nexus points, but yes, I think going back through there should work. Otherwise, we'd have to go up to the heavens. I'm afraid I don't have one here. It's a security risk. I'm sure you understand.
Hmm. And, well, I assume you trust Kiba.
Yes, look, he's ambitious and he likes to try things without thinking them through properly, but he's a good one. I do trust him. He's part of my royal guard. And look, I wouldn't worry too much yet. I mean, how long have you been here? I'm sure he wouldn't have taken you anywhere else before bringing you straight here.
Couldn't have been more than 3 hours by now.
Oh, okay. Well, no, then that's all right. I mean, when we're talking about this, you've probably done as much damage as you're going to if you don't poke around too much. But I don't think. Look, it's just the longer you stay here, the less this history is going to be true. Is all really. It doesn't. You've basically created a new branch just by coming here in the timeline. So I'm afraid anything that happens next is kind of a roll of the dice. But there could be a lot of similarities. But the less I tell you, the more there will be. You understand my dilemma here? She's just like looks at you, Sakura, like you actually might be the only one smart enough to understand this. She knows this. She's
She nods.
like, I know you haven't gotten to this point yet, but am I making sense?
She
Got the
nods.
highest save.
Yeah, I'll say you all with her explanation with your checks before you are able to make sense of what she's saying as much as I mean she's being a little bit condescending about it, but you are getting what she is saying. However, you can, if you would like, give me a sanity saving throw as you're trying to understand now the multiverse and the like or the idea of multiple timelines and where you are and how everything fits in. That guy was from the future, but he came back 3 days only to go back over 800 years to find you. Why you? Yeah.
I mean, I can just sort of disassociate and put the numbers together. It does make sense.
Yeah, and you fully do start to dissociate and you lose 1 point of sanity.
Elias, get down from that wall.
What
So
wall?
you can, yeah, you're standing in the bushes, but you're like trying to follow the branches of this tree as though they're timelines, and then she's going, no, the sand really makes more sense, but you can decrease your sanity score by 1. Everyone else, you make those saves, and you're getting it. Estrella, you with your lower score earlier, I don't think you're trying as hard to get it. It's like you've just accepted more of this. Like, okay, some weird time stuff's going down.
Australia's like, yes, Naruto, I see.
How do y'all have proficiency in it?
Did I did give some of you proficiency and others not for reasons at the time, and I may have forgotten those reasons.
Warlock.
I know the warlocks got theirs, yeah, but
Monk.
yeah, was that it? But did Elias as well?
If I didn't then, I wouldn't now. So, no.
Nope.
Well, it would either be checked or not. If it wasn't, then it wasn't. But I don't think so. Yeah, but what are you guys? Well, she's trying to explain time travel to you, and you're all making a fair bit of sense of it. But I don't know how you as players are feeling about it.
I get it.
I'm all let's get a chair.
Well, then, with all that, if everyone understands and we are all agreed that you'll be heading back, I'd like to invite you in for some tea before you go. Of course, I mean, I haven't seen most of you in 800 years. I'd love to catch up a little bit, or I suppose catch up isn't the best term, but just, you know. And were you serious about Seto? Is he really here?
I was about to say, Gina's busy looking around for him as she's
Yeah,
having this conversation.
just like looks into the window and
Yeah, beat that Seto. You're gonna have to get in that 20.
Yeah, you notice June like start looking around Seto, and you can make another stealth check to try and hide if you want.
Oh, bitch. Come on, dice gods. Son of a bitch.
Close. No one else sees Seto, but June, you feel this like darkness grow over your eyes, and you see through the roof. You just kind of get this Batman detective vision outline of Seto, where he's sitting there. Like you can feel him, and there is, as this happens, though, there is this strange headache that just like grows in the back of your head, just at the base of your skull. Like something is horribly wrong in terms of your magical ability that you haven't actually tried to use yet. But as you're searching for Seto, you feel this pain behind your eyes starting to creep in, and something's off.
Hmm.
But yeah, you see him.
Okay. Yeah, I'll quickly send a message to older Sakura and say he's behind you on top. Is he inside the building or on the roof?
He's on the roof.
Yeah, he's behind you on top of the roof.
Is he hiding from me, or
I think so.
she just sighs and like looks up at the roof behind her? And she goes, "Well, if you are up there, I'd love to say hi." And she just seems a bit awkward about it. She says, "But I guess I'll go make some tea, and we can chat. He can join us if he wants. Maybe one of you guys can go speak to him. I don't know why he's hiding. I mean, did something happen?" And he asks you, Sakura.
I don't know. He's just been hiding the whole time. It's really strange. I'll go talk to him. Just like
I think he's just been
picks up her
tsundere.
bokken and just flicks it to fly onto the roof.
Pretty sure he's just being tsundere right now.
Yeah.
She just like she's trying to consider all the possible factors of everything that's going on, and then she sees like Z is just slowly waving at her, and then she goes, "Oh hey, you can smoke the pink bushes if you're interested." I don't. And Z just goes, "What? Why would you assume? Seriously? Those okay?" And just just walks over to what you see here are some beautiful plants, but there are all these different colors of plants growing here. And Z just goes, "I'll be with you guys in a while." Like, oh, do we have to go back? And the
She's
older
like,
Sakura
I'll
goes into.
smoke these, but not because you told me to.
just kind of like go over to the and like, you can quit anytime you want. Yeah.
Let me just go here, so that just through this area. To just get to Seto. Where the fuck is Seto?
Running down the corridor. He's up on the roof
So
still, so
tsundere right now.
Yeah, that's what she flicked her bokken. Oh my fucking hell. Is he off the roof now? Oh, fuck, this is exhaust.
You're flying around, but you're now also remembering how fast Seto is. He's like hard to even keep
This
track
is
of
pretty
it.
much a Tom and Jerry chase at the moment.
It's like as we're just sitting here, we can just occasionally hear like a really distant pitter patter, like on grass, or at times just like on the roof.
You see a tile slip off of the roof and just fall next to the window and shatter. Like, what the hell are they doing up there?
Just gonna like time stop and just go get him. I'm sure you won't be able to do anything. Make sure to position him towards a wall so he runs right through it. That'd be funny.
You know what? Actually, she's just going like straight over the roof. Woo! There we go. She's right next to you.
And so went 100
Getting
years
mad.
by.
She's literally getting mad.
Basically, she eventually catches up some. Actually, you know what? Momentary stasis. You need to make a save. You need to make a. Oh, fuck, it's a con save.
You know you
need to
can't.
make a con save.
You can't stun me.
You need to make a con save.
I'm gonna succeed at it, regardless of what you do.
You don't succeed on it.
Wait, I can re-roll that 17 times if I want. Why are we doing this? Okay, I succeed.
Kasara is
Run.
trying to fucking talk to you.
And I don't want to talk about it. Simple.
I can just imagine Sakura running after him. Stop being Tsun, man.
Holy fucking shit.
Oh, what the fuck language did that show up?
Yeah, I was gonna say
Ah.
I'd be able to understand.
That is
like,
Elvish. The language. I only forgot
Yeah.
what the E is.
No, it's because it's the telepathy method. I forgot to do the languages on this.
Panic language.
Has he stopped running away from her?
Catch him.
Hmm?
You're wasting your precious time with yourself if you keep catching. Like running after him.
What is your issue?
One
Jeez,
does
be-
simply
be
not
the
fuck with
Cinderella,
time.
man.
It's simple as that.
It seems that Emperor Sakura has already learned this lesson about Seto and didn't even bother. That's why she hasn't even started trying to chase. She's like, okay, if he doesn't want to be seen, I ain't chasing him.
I guess eventually she'll give up and go and drink tea.
Nice language, Sakura.
What?
Oh, now I know why. Right, so
Who's Kaito?
Nope, it's not.
Sakura asks her who's Kaito.
Oh well, and she starts pouring a cup of tea for everyone as you've just come in and looking at the time. As she starts going into the story, that is where we will end tonight's session, and we will pick things up next week, having tea with Sakura.
Thanks for the session. I enjoyed it. I love.
Yeah,
love
sorry, I wasn't as
running
prepared
around.
as I would have liked to have been. Sorry, Karen, but I cut
Yeah,
you off.
a lot of running around in the city. Well, one building probably.
Yeah, it was fun with elevators. There are so many potential combat encounters and things, and it was like you just snaked along the side of all of them without actually going like past that line. But also, you will have a chance to go back